It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
Misfits and dope addicts are here.
I don't really care if there's a reason, because I love that song so much, but yes.
On this day. 1980, the Clash release Train in Vain as their third single from London Calling.
London Calling. Great song. Great album.
That's my favorite Clash song
It's often cited as maybe, certainly in the top 10 rock albums of all time.
Oh, yeah. It's one everyone should own, I think.
So, I didn't feel like coming to work today.
Yeah.
Thought you loved your job. Thought you couldn't wait for Monday morning to roll around.
I was talking about today, just this particular Monday. And I don't want to be here, and I just don't feel up to snuff. I don't feel ready to go. I don't feel. And then I was running late, and I didn't have a chance to eat anything. So there's a bottle of dry roasted peanuts in the car, and so I was snacking on those on my way down here to work. And you know when you eat dry roasted peanuts, and do you ever do that?
I like a dry roasted peanut.
And then do you know how long does the debris stay stuck in your, right in the bottom of your lip on the inside?
You got to drink when you're eating.
Yeah, and I didn't have
peanuts.
I didn't have anything to drink, so I'm just eating these peanuts, and there's peanut debris still in my mouth, and it's going to be there.
It'll be there
for most of the morning.
Peanut debris.
Yep.
You have to Peanut Debris was a roller derby queen back in the 30s.
Oh, that's
she was a little tiny roller derby queen.
Zip right between people's legs.
Yeah, there goes Peanut Debris. She's on the jam. Peanut Debris.
Why don't you take a sip of your Mill Creek coffee and
Mill Creek
swish
coffee,
it around a little bit?
It's a good idea. I have not poured my Mill Creek coffee yet into my Mill Creek coffee mug, but I will do so. And maybe that'll help bring me up to snuff and get me interested in being alive.
Do you always keep food in your car?
No, I don't.
I have a snack bag.
Snack bag?
Like
you are a snack bag.
Because I have kids in my car all the time. And
what's the snack bag?
So shut up. Here's a snack bag. Shut up.
There's beef jerky.
Okay.
Oh, come on. There's got to be fruit
There's
juice.
Fruit snacks.
Yeah.
Because you got to have stuff that's not going to melt or, it's got to be.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Is there any ice cream in there? I keep ice cream.
There's some little packets of nuts.
Nut packets. Nut packets in the snack bag. Yeah. Nut packets.
And from the back she hears, "What happened to our roasted almonds? Why is it that we only get peanuts now?
Yeah.
I remember when we used to get, what's wrong with these people?"
Am I taking Jerry Seinfeld to soccer? Is that what?
I don't know. Are you? You're the one doing it.
I don't know.
Do you not recognize the people in your car?
I got 3 rows. There could be anybody.
Three
in the,
rows.
Jeez.
Do you have 3 snack bags?
Gary!
Or just one that you pass around?
You pass around the one snack bag.
Here, Pat, take the snack bag and then pass it around. Okay. I don't want the fruit juice. I'm sorry, that's all that's left.
That is the last thing to go.
Is it fruit
Really?
leather? Is it fruit
No,
roll-ups?
it's fruit snacks.
So it's
the
little
bite-sized,
gummy things,
Probably not any fruit in it at all.
No, they're not.
It's mostly sugar and colored water.
No, parents think that they're doing a good thing
it
by
says
giving them
fruit
that.
right on
No, it's candy.
There is some little like fruit juice in it.
Barely.
And it's
But even then,
and then the rest
fruit
of it's
juice is
gelatin, which is
Yeah.
comes from horses' hooves.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. I mean,
They
fruit juice is sugar.
They
Just
should call
call
them
it
barely
that,
fruit.
you know?
yeah. I don't drink fruit juices anymore at all. I say if I can't have the fruit, the only exception I make with that is tomato juice.
But why don't you have a glass of orange juice?
Because it's nothing. You should eat the orange.
But I need
Orange,
a drink.
But
But I'm thirsty.
How about water? See, the orange companies have convinced people that orange juice is a healthy thing to have. It's not.
It's not.
You may enjoy the taste of it, but it's not. Oh, it's a healthy thing to have in the morning. No, it's really not. It's just straight sugar going into your gut.
If that's the case, if it's fresh squeezed orange juice,
Right. Yes.
then that means when you eat an orange, it's straight sugar going into your gut.
No, it isn't.
How does it magically turn into sugar if it's fresh squeezed orange juice?
It changes. It becomes more concentrated because you don't have any of the roughage, the bulk, the fiber, the fiber.
Well, I like orange juice.
Well, I do too, but it's just
It's better than a Coke.
It's essentially the
not
same.
No,
breakfast.
not really.
It's essentially the same. And that whole, there's the way that the wording is on the package that
Part of a
lets
healthy breakfast?
that lets the orange juice companies say that it's one thing and make you think that it's one thing when it really isn't. If you want fresh squeezed orange juice, you should buy oranges and squeeze them.
But it's still sugar.
But even that, yeah.
It is only better than a Coke in that it's not a manufactured sugar. That's it. Otherwise, it's just as terrible.
But most of the orange juices that you buy have a manufactured
Right.
Right.
I mean,
sugar
she's saying, but if
component,
you had
yeah.
you went to one of your fruity stores and had actual orange juice,
Yeah.
it's just about the same as having a Coke.
Sorry. I mean, you can like it. That's okay.
Y'all are up in the night.
Drink your water.
No, we're not.
Drink
Can
your
you get me
water.
some orange juice?
Ask Dr. Jones, the biochemist. He'll tell you. Yeah, I'm afraid they're right.
Yeah.
All right. So
I know because I saw an Adam Ruins Everything on it.
Oh.
We'll officially start the program in just a couple of minutes with your check-ins because, well, now that we've ruined orange juice for you, you can call and ruin our show right at the beginning.
Yes.
877-602-9696. Call and check in. We have a prize for you, and we'll officially begin the show with your check-in.
All right, let's see, 11 minutes after 6. Oh, got to remind you, this week, Valentine's Day. It's Wednesday is Valentine's Day.
Soon.
So this, you waited. You have waited
Right.
so long, and you really ought to get on this. Valentine's Day bouquet from ProFlowers, the perfect way to make a big impression. You can choose the classic red from the gorgeous rose collection or try something new from the huge assortment of unique bouquets and plants. Yes, they do plants as well. Guaranteed to be delivered fresh and stay fresh for 7 days. And it's been my observation from the times that I have had the ProFlowers in the house that they last longer than 7 days if you just follow the direction. You can choose a delivery date. It's guaranteed. And right now, you can send any bouquet to your Valentine and save 20% off any purchase of $29 or more. But you got to hurry and order. Valentine's Day is in 2 days. To get 20% off your purchase of $29 or more, go to proflowers.com today and use the code X96 in the special codes box at checkout. That's proflowers.com with the code X96. Attention! The deadline to submit your film for the Radio from Hell Film Festival is this Monday, February 12th at 5 p.m. Today's word is barium. Spell it with me now, B-A-R-I-U-M, barium. Now we'll use it in some dialogue starring as those two faithful Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Join us as a conversation takes place in LeVar's trailer as our two friends eat lunch together. The word again is barium.
Hey, what's that funny smell in the trailer here, LeVar? I just about can't stand it.
What?
I mean, your trailer usually smells pretty bad, but this is about the worst. Pass me the tartar sauce and lemon wedges, please.
Here you go. Well, LeGrand, the smell you smell could be emanating from any one of a number of sources. Could be coming from that garbage pail I keep over there by the fridge.
Ew.
Or from that pile of garbage I keep under the trailer. Or, it could be wafting in from that landfill right next door. Then what you could be smelling is my feet, 'cause I ain't changed these socks for about a fortnight. That's 2 weeks, I've been reading the Reader's Digest condensed Shakespeare.
No, it don't smell like none of those things. It smells kind of like a old lily pond or like a fish market or something. It's a wet kind of dead smell.
Wet and dead? Oh, it must be my goldfish. They both passed away a few days ago. See? They're just floating in the jar over there.
Oh no! When did the poor little things die?
Well, it's been a while. When I saw them floating in the jar there, I thought they was sleeping. I kept giving them food and they wasn't eating it, so I figured out that they was dead. Poor little Jaws and poor little Flipper. Ain't never gonna swim again.
Oh no.
Ain't never gonna respond to my call. Ain't never gonna snuggle up to my finger when I reach in to pet him. Ain't never gonna bring me my slippers again. Guess I'll just flush them down the crapper.
No! No, you can't do that!
Well,
them fish brought you your slippers?
Well, they hadn't mastered it yet, but I was training them. And why can't I drop them in the bowl and pull the lever?
Because it would destroy their immortal souls. Going down the sewer is like being cast into outer darkness. They need to receive a proper funeral so they can be reunited forever in heaven. They was married, wasn't they?
Well, I guess. So now what you're saying is I need to dig a hole and bury them?
Yep. Have a ceremony and bury them.
Well, I tell you, LeGrand, I love these little fishy friends of mine. But I think you're out of your nut. Besides, it's too much trouble to dig a hole and bury him. This watery grave is like being buried at sea. Goodbye, little fishies.
You're a cold man, LeVar. Hey, you gonna eat the rest of your fish sticks?
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
I guess this is the time.
I guess we start.
This is the moment to check in with the Radio from Hell show at 877-602-9696 right after we officially begin the program.
We have a prize to give away if you do it.
All right?
Utah Sportsman's Vacation and RV Show returns to the Mountain America Expo Center, formerly the Southtown Expo Center, February 15th through the 18th. You can get tickets at UtahRVShow.com.
I like they do the boat show, and then right after that they do the Boats on Wheels show.
An RV is a boat on wheels?
It's essentially a boat of the highway, I think. So, all right?
A boat of the highway.
It's a ship of the highway, you know?
Right.
All right. All right. The moon is a waning crescent moon, just now 10% of full. The moon will set today at 3:15 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 12th day of February in the year of our Lord, 2018. And this is 2018. 2018.
Right over here. I was just wondering if Richie's going to answer the phone. So
877 is there ringing, I see.
Yes.
Yes, and no one's...
He was just staring at the screen.
Anyway, this is North America's most evanescent radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer, staring at the screen, is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. Photos and pictures and things like that, in addition to us live in the studio. And Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, is helping out today. And, of course, we all want to remember that today, in 1919, Forrest Tucker was born. Forrest Tucker was born in Plainfield, Indiana. Star, of course, of the famous and our dear attorney friend Ed Brass. Loved this show. F Troop. He was the star of F Troop, and also, but more importantly, I think, seek this movie out. The star of The Crawling Eye.
Oh, that's right. He
The
was
Crawling
in
Eye.
Which, how does an eye crawl? Wouldn't it roll?
It has like tentacles sort of things, and it's giant, and it's the.
What does it want to do? Eat me?
It hypnotizes you,
okay.
and then takes you back to its home planet, as I recall, something like that.
Check-ins brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, let's begin with Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Kevin.
Hey, good morning.
Kevin, thanks for calling in to help ruin the show right here from the beginning. What are you doing today?
I love ruining everything I do.
Well, good. Let's see how good you are at it. What are you doing today?
Oh, that's something I can't tell you.
What?
Are you murdering somebody?
Why would that be, Kevin?
Well, because you're not supposed to do it at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Kevin.
Kevin,
That's enough. That's
sometimes mystery is intriguing, and sometimes mystery is just awful. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's awful.
We'll see you.
Bye, Kevin.
All
right.
I'm not sure what that was.
No idea. Tasha is here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Tasha.
Good morning.
What's up with you today, Tasha?
Oh, I'm traveling into work on my birthday, so.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that's you're not one of those people who insists that, I can't work today, it's my birthday.
I actually prefer if everyone forgets my birthday, but
Yeah.
the last 2 years, my boyfriend has been insistent that we celebrate it, and
Well, if you
I'm over it.
if you would really hope that everyone forgets your birthday, it's not a good card to play calling a radio show and saying that it's your birthday.
He's got a point there,
Yeah.
Tasha.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's been insistent that I at least acknowledge my birthday.
All right. Well, let us now acknowledge your birthday. There you go.
Oh, thanks, guys.
All right, Sasha, have a lovely day.
You too.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
All right. This is Adam. Hello, Adam.
Hey, guys.
Hello,
Still
Adam.
48 hours is how long peanut debris lasts.
Peanut debris in my gums. And
48
teeth?
hours.
48 hours?
48 hours, which is how tall peanut debris was.
48 inches tall.
48 inches.
She was 48 inches tall. She was actually 52 inches when she put on the skates.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
the
She
legend-
liked to go swimming with bow-legged women.
The legend of peanut debris is just continuing to grow now.
Peanut
I
debris.
expect a Wikipedia page by the end of this show.
Famous roller derby queen from the, what was it, 40s or something
I think you
like
said
that.
the 30s.
Well, I'm not sure there was roller derby in the 30s.
Well, I don't know. Let's check her Wikipedia page when we get off the air.
Peanut debris. I just know she was remarkable. All right, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bye. See ya.
Let's go to Aaron. Hello, Aaron.
Morning.
Hey, Geek Show says hey.
Hey, back at you.
Hey.
Pour me a double.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
Hey, Dylan. I just wanted to call in to say sorry to Gina, but I've been doing a lot of research this year as I've lost nearly 30 pounds so far, and there's a lot of things we were taught as kids that don't hold true as far as nutrition goes.
Yeah, the orange juice, of course, is one. Give us a couple of others, if you would.
Well, just in general, fruit, you think of fruit as healthy because it was always paired with
Mhm.
vegetables in the pyramid, but fruit in general is just sugar.
Yeah.
Same goes for a lot of carbs. You know, you buy the healthy grains, you get those whole grains, it's still carbs.
Yeah.
You get the expensive healthy bread, it's still not exactly healthy. So it's just been really eye-opening to actually learn the truth about stuff that you're not taught as a kid.
So what are you eating now that you've lost this weight and you've become so astute about nutrition?
I mainly stick to lean protein, so like chicken, and then just vegetables, salads or broccoli, or I've come to like Brussels sprouts, which is really weird. I never thought I would.
You know, Aaron, as you speak, Gina's face is just getting sadder and longer as you speak.
I can only imagine. I know how she loves her food.
Yeah. Well,
I know how she loves her food.
No, she doesn't. That's just it. She is so picky.
That's my point, though.
You know?
Is that I realize she just doesn't.
She is so
doesn't
picky.
like her food.
But I'm really grateful and happy that Gina has taken my advice on this conversation and stayed out of it, because whenever it comes to talking about food,
I'm
in
not
any-
allowed to
no,
talk about food.
You really shouldn't talk about food because of the way you eat. Well, thanks for checking in with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, see ya.
You just judge me. You just judge me.
Let's see. Tim the Tree Guy checking in. Cupcake checking in from Draper. Had to come in an hour early because a deadbeat employee didn't show up or call in Friday.
Damn.
Wouldn't you know, he showed up today like nothing happened.
What?
I need 90%.
Did I do that?
Was I gone?
Teacher Emily checking in. Parent-teacher conferences today and tomorrow. Long days. Need 90%. Texter says, I'm pretty sure Kevin was embarrassed to say that he was self-pleasuring.
Oh, I see.
But my wife thinks that he was pooping.
One or the
I don't
other.
know why we're talking about him.
And I don't consider those two things different.
You don't?
No, not really.
Ogden shut
But I'm
in.
bad for drinking orange juice.
You can do them at the
Okay.
same time sometimes.
Ogden shut in checking in. Let's see. That's good.
All right.
No, from this, I'm getting that we can 60%. today.
Okay. Well, I'll try. I don't think I have that much in me, but we'll see.
Okay.
Do we think anybody's driving anywhere this morning?
Well, I know that
your
there
job
was.
to check and
I know
see.
that there was a situation in one of the canyons.
Weber Canyon.
Was it Weber Canyon?
That drunk truck driver.
But then there was a busted pipe in another canyon that was
In the Immigration
Canyon.
So there's some flooding, Immigration Canyon, 4200 east, eastbound and westbound lanes closed. So use an alternate route. That's, it's Immigration Canyon. It's not affecting a whole lot of people, but
well,
a few.
Sean Hogan. He lives there. There are people that live up there.
All right. Then we got big boy news and opinioendo and very important sports coming up.
Just keep your eyes open. No matter where you are driving, keep your eyes open and on the road. And it would be, it's better to do that without glasses or contact lenses if you can. If you've had a laser eye procedure, LASIK at Hoops Vision. They're terrific.
I was there last week.
Oh, really?
For a follow-up.
Yeah.
Because they do the follow-ups after you get procedures done.
Yeah, and?
They're just so friendly.
They are.
They're
They're
so nice.
Do they have cookies?
I could have asked for one, but I did not.
They have
them. Yeah.
They usually have warm, nice chocolate chip cookies there. So call Hoops Vision. It's time to get rid of your glasses or your contact lenses, or maybe you're having other vision problems that you got to deal with, like cataracts or something like that. Hoops Vision, they're the people to do it. They are highly experienced. Just call 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745. They have a 24 months zero interest payment plan, and also ask them about their See Clearly guarantee. Make an appointment. It's no obligation. You can find out more at their website, hoopsvision.com.
CART. Spell it with me now. C-A-R-T. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Come join the boys now as they drive the highways and byways of our great city, Salt Lake. LeGrand is driving. His friend LeVar is an unwilling passenger. Again, the Utah word is CART. Listen, Mr. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr., I appreciate you driving me to my appointment and all, but you're scaring me to death with the way you're handling this automobile. I think we may die before we get there.
I've been driving this Reliant K car without so much as a fender bender for 8 years now, LeVar. I don't think you have no room to talk about how I drive. Watch out where you're going, you flipping fool!
There, you see, LeGrand, that's just what I mean right there. You cut in front of that guy there, almost rammed into him, and then you honk and yell. It was your fault.
The gall-danged mother flipper saw me signal and just wouldn't move out in the way. He should have moved out in the way.
Look, why don't you just pull over and let me behind the wheel of the K before you give us both ulcers?
Because you haven't a driver's license at this particular junction of time and space. You cannot legally drive. That's why we're driving to the traffic cart, to meet your liar. I have my doubts whether you will get it back, though. You run over a person in a pedestrian crosswalk. Well, the cart isn't going to look on that very favorably.
First off, I didn't run over nobody. I just knocked the guy down. Hell, he jumped right back up, started yelling bloody murder at me, and then it was me that was the one who calmed him down and helped him find most of his teeth. And second off, I fired my liar. He said the best he could do is keep me out of the state pen and in the county lock. He weren't no help at all. So I will represent myself in CART.
Well, you know what they say, LeVar. A man who serves as his own liar in CART has a dipstick for a client.
Oh, come on now. Whoever said that?
Smartest liar ever.
Who, F.G. Bailey? Or that Melvin Belly? Maybe it was that Lehigh McKenzie from L.A. Law.
Nope. The smartest liar ever was Perry Mason. Never lost a case in CART.
He was good. Hey, do you ever look at his secretary, that Deli Street, and have impure thoughts?
Yeah, when I was a kid. When I confessed to my church leaders, I was afraid they'd haul me into the bishop's cart.
on X96.
6:33. And we got very important sports coming up with Ed Brass.
Yes.
But before that, big boy news and a Pinuendo brought to you by
LASIK at Hoops Vision. Now, this resolution is easy. Ask about 24 months, zero interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
Well, maybe this is why I'm so just kind of down and out of it. It's triple tragedy over the weekend. Reg E. Cathy, John Gavin, and Lovebug Starsky all passed.
I don't know who any of them are.
Yes, you do. You know Reg Cathy. He was an actor on The Wire and on House of Cards, and he had a voice like this.
Okay, yeah, I know.
He played the guy.
There he
in
is.
House of Cards, he played the guy who had the rib restaurant that Kevin Spacey, the president, to get away from things, they'd drop him off at the rib restaurant, and he'd chat with that guy. And he had a great voice, and he was very good and good on The Wire. And then, of course, John Gavin passes at 86. If you ever saw Psycho, you saw John Gavin. He was a good-looking leading man in his day, who later became ambassador to Mexico under Ronald Reagan, and he was a total turd. He was
a
dud.
turd ambassador?
He was a dud. He was just awful.
Oh.
And nobody cared for John Gavin in his later years. And then Lovebug Starsky, gone, never to do hip-hop again. He said, to hear him talk about it, he was there. He invented hip-hop.
Never listen to somebody that says they invented something.
And there are people who would agree with it. The term hip-hop was coined trading the two words back and forth while improvising lines with Cowboy of the Furious Five at a farewell party for a friend who was headed into the Army. And they kept hipping and hopping back and forth. He was a DJ, and he started, and then he did Rapper's Delight. He started that. You know how it starts with a hip to the hop of the hip hop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's they're talking about him in that song, in Rapper's Delight. So there he's gone. He was only 51. Lovebug Starsky, gone. If you go over there and talk to E-Rock, he'll know who he is, I'm sure. All right, now wouldn't this give you the creeps? So you're, and Ed Brass is here, he'll like this. So you're a juror at a high-profile trial in Philadelphia, and the guy that's on trial is a mob boss.
Okay.
His name is Joseph Skinny Joey Merlino.
Of course it is.
And he's on trial for, it's always racketeering with the mob bosses, isn't it?
There he is.
Yeah, so there's Skinny Joey.
He looks like Skinny Joey.
So he's on trial for racketeering. Now, he's out on bail, so he doesn't, he comes to the courthouse just like the jurors come. Now, the jurors, because he's a mob boss, are Juror 1, Juror 2, Juror 3. They're supposed to be kind of anonymous. So there's a juror standing there, and he comes up to the elevator, and they're going to get on the elevator together, and he turns to this juror and addresses her by her first name.
Oh, my. Scary.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sally.
Yeah, Sylvia. It was Sylvia.
Sylvia.
He turned to her and said, "Hey, Sylvia." Didn't say anything else.
You didn't have to.
That's all you need.
"Hey, Sylvia." She said, "I was stunned." Now, she said, were you...
go tell the judge.
She said, "Were you scared?" And she said, "I just thought, man, you've got some nerve." The juror, whose last name is being withheld, said she didn't respond. He beat 3 murder raps, by the way, in 2001, Mr. Merlino, Skinny Joey. So I think the trial was continuing, and she said, "No, I'm fine."
And how feasible is it in a situation like this for the court to supply masks to the jury?
Of superheroes.
Yeah, well, of anything.
I think they should arm them.
Yeah.
Give each juror a gun. Do you think that'd work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good.
That'll work.
Yeah. So we had last week. We haven't had a juicy sex scandal like this.
Isn't it fun?
For I don't know how long in Utah. It's but it's and it's juicy as fun. And then I think of the pictures, of course, I see of John Stannard, Republican representative in Utah from Cedar City. I think of the pictures I see of him with his wife and kids. But it's still kind of fun, isn't it?
I like the next chapter of the story.
Well, it's taxpayer funds. Is this the chapter you're...
No. There's another chapter.
Even better.
Well, there is, and that's going to be a boner candidate. So
okay.
let's leave it alone for
All right.
now, okay? I think it's the one you're talking about.
You must all be Republicans.
Taxpayer funds were used to pay for at least 2 hotel rooms that this lawmaker who resigned last week to meet up with the prostitute. They pretty well have confirmed, yep, he used taxpayer money. The British newspaper Daily Mail reported allegations Thursday that Republican Representative Stannard twice hired a prostitute in 2017. House and state election officials said they're checking to make sure, but they are pretty sure taxpayer or campaign money was used for the hotel stays that the report alleges Stannard booked.
My question is, why are we getting all of our information from British papers?
Kerry, I keep telling you, that's the news.
Where's the Tribune on this?
Oh, they've reported it.
They didn't
break
it,
the
though.
story.
No, they didn't. That's because the prostitute didn't call them. She called the Daily Mail. That's how that works a lot of times, and so they now have to bring up the rear and just report on it as after the fact. And then this Rob Porter thing. Still a lot of stuff in the news about Rob Porter. He was the aide to Donald Trump, who beat 2 of his wives at least, was on the verge of perhaps abusing a 3rd woman. The FBI, CIA, or I guess it's just the FBI, refused to give him security clearance, but they, meaning Donald Trump and General Kelly, kept him employed.
Orrin Hatch said he was a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a very good guy.
Well, Orrin Hatch, God, he's just first he defended him right out of the gate.
Yeah,
I can't believe that these news sources are doing any news source that would report this and defame this good man. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Within an hour, a statement came out of his office saying, "We deplore domestic violence against women," because somebody said, "Orrin, you're too feeble to be talking to the press. Why don't you just wait for a second next time?"
You know who didn't come out and make another statement is the president, who said he's a good guy and I wish him well, and he claims he's innocent and we should listen to that.
And there are too many people being railroaded and all of that kind of thing. But so the Salt Lake Tribune did a nice editorial on Sunday about Senator Hatch being supportive of this guy, and about the fact that one of his wives went to her bishop in the LDS church back east, and she said, "What should I do? I'm getting knocked around by this guy and by Porter." And the bishop said, "Well, I think you should keep it on the down low. Remember, he has a very promising career.
You might ruin his job.
You might ruin his job. He has a very this is according to her. You might ruin his career. I think try to find a way to make this right, but don't talk about it too much."
So he's complicit?
Well, the LDS Church has issued a statement that the church does not tolerate abuse, but it did in this case.
Apparently.
Now, bishops are not trained.
That's part of the problem.
LDS bishops are not trained as counselors, certainly. Few, if any, have the skills or education to know what to do when a church member reports domestic violence. So often the church ends up leaving women alone without support. And this is all from the Salt Lake Tribune Sunday editorial, if you'd like to read that. There's more along that lines, but we'll let's see. How much time do we have here?
Well, let's
want to do one more quick one?
Very quickly.
Target, the Utah Department of Transportation, I thought of making this a boner candidate. The Utah Department of Transportation has to pay Target over $2 million.
Huh?
Well, they built an interchange there. It's down there, Pioneer Crossing. So UDOT builds this big interchange there, which cuts Target off. It makes access and getting out of their parking lots difficult, if not impossible, sometimes. So they built this whole thing that just boxed Target in. And they said, "Wait, people can't get into our parking lot. I mean, they have to go a roundabout way. It's hard for them to get out of the parking lot. You have hurt our business. We're going to sue." And UDOT said, no, you can't do. Well, the judge said, yeah, they can, and I'm going to award them $2.1 million in damages. All right, that's
all right. Weather, traffic.
Weather brought to you in part by climate change, as well as get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org. So there's a chance of some rain/snow, probably more rain than snow, but not much today, and a 50 for a high. Traffic looks pretty good. The only incident so far is that flooding in Immigration Canyon at 4200 East. It's affecting eastbound and westbound traffic. Immigration Canyon, use an alternate route. That's traffic.
All right, thank you. Is this sponsored?
You bet. Brought to you by National Auto Plaza, who builds the best trucks. National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories you haven't even thought of yet, all to take your next adventure to a whole new level.
Very important sports with Mr. Amy Donaldson, otherwise known as Edward K. Brass. Here, Amy, of course, is in Korea, South Korea, and you can follow her. She's been tweeting furiously. Her Twitter is AD
on sports.
AD on sports.
Well, just Twitter.
At AD on sports. And so my whole Twitter's been going off all morning with her doing Olympic coverage. She's doing a great job, and I don't see how she stays awake.
She doesn't. She doesn't sleep during the Olympics.
She's like a zombie just wandering around.
That's it.
Yeah. So what's sports, Ed?
Welcome to the "We give you your stinking due process as long as you look like me" edition of Very Important Sports.
Yeah.
In football, newly promoted and darling of the all-knowing suit, Newcastle, David, beats giant Manchester United 1-0. In the Premier League, Manchester City's in first place. Manchester United is 16 points behind. The race is pretty much over. Liverpool 18 points behind, and Tottenham 20.
Oh, man.
That's important.
That's bad.
That's very important.
Yeah.
In preseason MLS, RSL won, San Jose won. The season for those people begins on March 3rd at 6 p.m.
Already?
Yeah.
They don't have much of a break, do they?
No, soccer hardly gets any time off at all. And they do exhibitions after the season and before the season. Well, it's preseason now. It's February.
Yep.
In the Daytona 500, Alex Bowman won the pole. I think that's a misdemeanor. That race is on the 18th. That's for Raul Montemayor and Mauricio Paez, since there's no F1 news. In Major League Baseball, you talk about soccer having a short season. Pitchers and catchers report on Wednesday.
Oh, man.
The season begins for them already. And for Richie Stedman and Virgil Glass, the Cubs signed Yu Darvish from the L.A. Dodgers, $126 million for 6 years.
What, is he a pitcher?
He's a pitcher.
Okay.
He's the same guy who lost Game 3 and Game 7 of the World Series, allowing Houston to beat the Dodgers. And nevertheless, he gets $126 million in a long-term contract.
I want to lose something so I can get more money.
Exactly.
By that standard, Gina should be making way more than she does.
As the ratings sink, the salaries go up. Right?
Yeah, it should.
In 2018, the Yankees will beat the Cubs in the World Series. You heard that here first. In basketball, in the NBA, the Jazz have won 9 straight. They're 10-1 in their last 11 games. They're now 1.5 games out of a playoff spot. They were still, last time I looked, in last place in their division, however, and they're 28-28. They play the Spurs tonight. In college basketball, Utah beat Cal and Stanford over the weekend and the preceding week. They're still 8th in the Pac-12. USU beat Boise State. They're 6th in their conference. BYU beat the San Francisco Dons, home of Bill Russell. 3rd in the West Coast Conference. Weber is in 2nd place after beating Northern Colorado in the Big Sky. SUU is 9th. And The Ohio State University is number 1 in the Big Ten.
Okay.
In college football, Ohio State had the 2nd recruiting class.
It's
in high
his
school.
sports here. You can do
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right. I'll skip high school swimming, except to note that the Desert Hills, where T.E. Lawrence's principal won the 4A men's swimming title. All right, the Olympics. In the opening ceremonies, Mike Pence, our vice president, sat when Unified Korea entered the arena. South Korea is our friend. They're our ally. They're our trading partner. They were part of the unified team. He sat there. This is the same guy who set this phony business up where he left a Colts game during football season because there was a protest during the game when he already had plane reservations that would take him to California for a fundraiser. Yeah. He wasn't offended at all. It was a planned protest. So he sits there in protest of who knows what.
He took a knee, huh?
He took a knee. Yeah. And the Koreans have spent billions on this Olympic. They poured money into the a tiny impoverished corner of their country in the mountains, sort of like if we had the Olympics in the Ozarks here. And he sat there. North Korea sent 200 cheerleaders to the Olympics.
Have you seen the videos of them?
I have not seen them yet.
It's strange.
It's weird.
It's pretty amazing stuff, though, and to show what benefit they did, the Unified Korean Hockey Team 0, Switzerland 8. So the cheerleading's not working out so well.
Now, how about this guy, this figure skater, or this skater guy who should have won and came in third? You know about that?
I do not.
It's I'll find it. His name. He did apparently a flawless routine. He's an American, and he did a flawless routine, and yet he got the bronze medal. And everybody's going, "What the hell?" It just shows you because one of the people ahead of him fell at one point.
Right. Okay. I think this is in the team competition, and I think that there's not individual competition going on yet. I think it's team competition.
Well, anyway, it just shows you how the politics play into it.
That's ice skating is one of the hard things because you're being judged on it. It's not like a speed thing where you can't, the clock doesn't lie. It's a judging thing. So
just go see I, Tonya and you'll understand it. Which, by the way, will be beat out by John Wick 2 for the Oscar.
You think?
That's very important sports prediction as well.
Right.
Norwegian Marit Bjorgen, she's the most decorated woman in the Olympics now. Cross-country skier, she's got 11 medals. She won a silver, was a favorite for a gold in her first event. 11 medals. She's been in 5 Olympic Games, so that's 20 years she's been an Olympian. A guy named Red Gerard, who's become the darling of Liverpool fans, he's 17 years old, and he won a gold in snowboarding. But Jamie Anderson also won a gold in snowboarding as well, so we're doing very well in snowboarding. Alpine skiing has been postponed by the high winds in the venue. There are 3 women from The Ohio State University playing Olympic hockey for Canada, Sweden, and Finland. All right, Chris Madzer, I know I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, won the silver in men's luge. This is the first time. This is a United States guy, first time we've ever won a medal in men's luge, beating Felix Lach, a German who was seeking his 3rd gold for the 3rd straight Olympics. He was in first after 3 runs, and he hit the wall on the 4th run, finished 5th. That allowed everyone else to move up.
I watched a little bit of that, and they showed these long shots of that track, and they do a lot of it at night, and it's all lit up. My God, it's just it's a marvelous piece of engineering, it looks like.
It's also terrifying.
You
can imagine yourself.
I watched some on Saturday.
You're on those little sleds. You've got no protection. You're going downhill it. Who knows how fast.
You're in tights and wearing a helmet, and you're going 70 miles an hour.
It looks like 300 miles an hour when they're in that tube.
And do they do the bobsled on that same track?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it's a separate track. I think you need bigger track for that.
By the way, that skater I was talking about, U.S. figure skater Adam Rippon.
Right.
He made his Olympic debut Monday with an exceptional routine. Audiences at home and the commentator said, my God, it was flawless routine, but he came in 3rd. One of the competitors ahead of him, a Russian, fell during his routine, and yet the judges scored him higher. That was
someone in the chat room is saying is that the other guys had harder choreography. Even though they fell, they got points for attempting the skill.
Yeah. And again, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if that's an individual or a team competition at this point. There's team figure skating now, and I think that was part of that.
Maybe.
I think there was a young woman that was involved in that as well.
Well, Amy will call in at 9.
And then I heard about the Canadian team who had to change their routine because it was too racy.
Oh yeah, I'll tweet a little video of that.
Oh yeah, there's
she the
Whoa.
female figure skater flips around. No, that's right before she flips up and is essentially straddling his face.
Now look at the people in the audience. They're sort of horrified.
They had to change.
Yeah,
their
they changed the routine.
Wow.
And no one has mentioned, and your wife didn't mention this. She saw the opening ceremonies, and she talked about the opening ceremonies being so traditional. You know who was there? Gangnam Style. They did Gangnam Style. What's his name?
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. What's his name?
Did they do that?
They did do that when they entered
he
the,
was
the
there.
stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
And right at the beginning, and did
That's
Psy.
traditional for Korea. That he's a traditional
Sure.
artist.
Well, he's the biggest. He's their Elvis.
I love that guy, and I love that song, Gangnam Style.
One thing that you also have missed out on is the fact that Korea is 16 hours in the future. So
Yes.
Yeah.
if you want to know what's happened already and you want to bet on it now, you can call Amy because she's in the future, or you can contact her through Twitter, as you pointed out. You can also learn what stocks to buy, which will do well over the next few days, because she can tell you 16 hours from now what's going to happen.
What Trump's going to tweet 16
Exactly.
hours
Yeah.
from now?
All right, is that it?
Yes, except for if all the hippies cut off all their hair, I don't care. I don't care, because I got my own world to live through, and I ain't going to copy you. Next week, Major League Baseball predictions.
All right.
Besides the Yankees winning it all.
Now I know you're going to be mourning the death or the celebrating Forrest Tucker.
Yeah, about that,
Yeah.
you know, you missed the fact that Forrest Tucker was also the star of Sands of Iwo Jima with John Wayne, a classic film. Also, John Agar, 50s horror film star, is
The
the
brain
star
from
of that as
Planet
well.
Eros.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So you missed those guys.
I'm
as well.
sorry. So Crawling Eye. Everybody should watch the Crawling Eye. Today.
I'm so happy now. I'm so uplifted.
Very important sports with our attorney Ed Brass. 6:55 right now. Gina, do you have traffic?
Only a tiny bit. It's almost not even worth mentioning, but you're playing the music, so I guess I will. Northbound I-15, a little slow. Draper into Sandy. No accidents to report this morning. You can report something if you see it. I appreciate it when you do. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. Let's see. We got Boners Round 1 coming up. Stand by for that. But first, ranlife.com.
Yes, Ran Life. They'd like you to do them a favor. Go to their website, ranlife.com, and just look at the information there. You will be amazed.
I'm going to go right now.
Yeah, a lot of the information is there.
Yeah, you'll be amazed at how helpful that is. Now, Ran Life is a local mortgage company. And what can you expect when you go
Deli.
there? Well,
Spell
fast
it with
loan
me now.
closing up to 3 times faster than the
And now we'll use
competition.
it in
And
some
I know because
dialogue
I've
with LeVar
refinanced
and his
twice
friend
with Ran
Elder
Life.
Legrand Ardon
In-house
Jr.
advantage.
It's Sunday,
They
and
have their own
LeVar has come over
processors
to his
and
friend
underwriters,
Legrand's home to
so
see why
you'll
Elder
know that
Dunn is
your
not in
loan
church.
is in their hands
Again,
at all
the word
times.
is
And if there's a
deli.
problem, you can
Let's
deal. You can
listen.
talk to a guy who's probably you'll know his first name.
They're right there in Sandy.
Low competitive interest rates and fees, customer for life benefits, saves your time and money over the life of your
on
loan.
Sunday?
And Ran Life
I
offers
know,
great
you know, I
customer
can see the
service.
church parking
I
lot
know
from my
that for a
trailer
fact.
home. And
Buying
when
your
I
first
saw your
home,
minivan pull
buying
up
your
for the
next home,
meeting,
building your home,
wife, Midge, and all
refinancing
the
your
little
home, they
Dunn
can help
kids
you with
pile
all that.
out without their
Ran
daddy. I figured
Shortness of
something-
breath, high blood
Something is
pressure,
up, isn't it,
shortened
Legrand?
life
They like
expectancy.
you to miss
I'm not
church. How
talking
come
about
you weren't there?
smoking. I'm talking about the air we breathe in Utah. That's why Broadway Media is presenting a special 1-hour broadcast across all 7 of our local Utah radio stations. This special broadcast will be Friday, February 16th at 9 a.m. and is presented commercial-free by Rocky Mountain Power. Find out more about the air we breathe and how you can become an air hero at BroadwayMedia.com.
In the Silicon Slopes, you can't pay Bunny Hill bucks if you want to recruit black diamond talent. Fortunately, with Dice's free new salary calculator, you can factor in thousands of tech skills to see exactly what candidates are worth and set pay scales with precision in Salt Lake City. Plus, Dice helps you find qualified tech talent faster than a Utah can tell you, hey, we've got the best snow on Earth.
I need
Seriously,
you to go
man,
to the
it's
Circle K and get me some 7-Up. And if you would you just make me up some nice warm milk toast? I need to eat, but it has to be something mild like milk toast.
Who do you think I am, your wife? Hey, why ain't she here?
She had the lesson in Relief Society today. Oh, I'm sick.
Look, you got to start taking your vitamins, LeGrand. You need to take your vitamin C. You need to take your sulfur pills. You need your cat fur oil. You need your seaweed and plenty of that crab shell calcium and ragweed. You need to take all that stuff on a daily basis.
Every day?
Every day.
I need to take that stuff daily?
Yep, a good handful of vitamins on a daily basis.
I know you don't hardly ever get sick, LeVar. You take all them things daily?
Well, that stuff don't work on me like it works on most people. I just try to drink a pint of cheap rum every day. Yep, pint of rot gut hooch deli does the trick for me. Crater. Spell it with me now. Crater, C-R-A-T-E-R. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring that quintessential Utahn LeGrand R. Dunn and his son, LeGrand R. Dunn II, or LeGrand Jr., as the family calls him. Let's join them now as they stand in the line to see Santa Claus at the mall.
Now you remember, Junior, tell Santy nice and loud what you want for Christmas.
Okay.
But only ask for them inexpensive gifts that we already discussed betwixt the two of us.
I'm afraid of Santa Claus, Dad. He won't hurt me, will he?
Oh, no, of course not. As long as you don't ask him for them expensive gifts.
Okay.
You see that little boy over there with the broken arm?
Yeah.
He asked Sandy for one of them fancy video game thingers. Sandy has a lot of work to do at Christmas time, and he can get a little bit testy.
Well, how come Santa Claus gives us presents at Christmas time? I mean, Christmas is his birthday, not ours. We should give Santa Claus presents.
What? You think Christmas is Santa Claus's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I knew I shouldn't have let you go to public school. I knew I should have kept up with that John and Vicky Singer home study plan. Christmas is not Sandy's birthday.
Well, whose birthday is it then?
Christmas is the birthday of Jesus Christ our Savior. And Jesus is the Son of God, the creator of the universe and the creator of everybody and everything that's in it.
Everybody? I mean, did God create Batman?
Yes.
And Barney?
Yes.
And Coral Malone? And you and me and Mommy and even Santa Claus?
He is the creator of all things.
So I guess if God and Santa Claus got in a fight, God would win then.
That's it. We are getting out of this line and we're going over to Temple Square right now. You have got some learning to do.
from Hell is on X96. Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
All right, 7:04. We got round one of your boner voting coming up.
You know, I don't know how they do it.
Who?
Mentalists. Exactly. But it's pretty remarkable sometimes if they're good at it.
What is a mentalist?
So a mentalist, I went to see this guy, Scott Sylvan. It's that Utah Presents series of things. Like they're doing the Stephen Page coming up Wednesday, and they do a variety of things at Kingsbury Hall. So this event was called Scott Sylvan Wonders at Night, or Wonders of, and it's and I didn't know quite what to expect. So I went with my daughter, who's 13, and we go to this, and there's only 200 people in the audience, pretty intimate, and he didn't read people's minds, and he didn't do magic tricks.
Did he hypnotize you?
He didn't do hypnosis, although he did it once. He did a kind of a thing that was very hypnotic that I could do to you guys if you want. It's pretty interesting. But he does things like, so right at the beginning, there was a little card and a pencil on everybody's seat. And he said, all right, take those cards. And he's really kind of a good-looking guy, and he has a Scottish accent.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, take the cards and just, the first thing that comes to your mind, draw it on that card. Quickly with your pencil, draw that thing on. Just a quick little sketch, and then pass all the cards to the aisle. And then he ends up with 200 cards in his hand. There are 200 people in the audience. Here are 200 cards, and then he separates them all out and moves them here and there and shuffles them up and passes them out, and then he ends up like being able to call somebody up on stage. And
is this your card?
And she has a card, and it's got the drawing on it.
How is that not that's a magic trick?
But it's sort of more mentalism in a way, and he does a whole lot of that kind of thing. And you kind of go, I wonder how he did that. But here's one. So he did this kind of hypnosis thing. He said, here, just for a moment, everybody take your hands, clasp them together like this. Do this. Just do it.
All
Both of you do it. And clap your thumbs.
X96.com/live.
So it's your hands and fingers are intertwined and clasped together. Now just extend your index fingers. Index fingers, and look right between them. Keep looking between them, and you will not be able to keep them. They keep going closer together. They come closer together, and they will touch. You can't stop them from touching. You can't stop your fingers from touching if you're staring at them. And most people could not.
Now, am I supposed to stare between my fingers or at my fingers? Because I'm not touching still.
I'm keeping them apart.
And
he
did that. He did it that quick, but most people couldn't do it. Most people went.
But Carrie, here, Bill. I'm sorry. Try. Scottish accent, tell us to do that.
Yeah, maybe with the Scottish accent it works.
All right. All you've got to do, you've got to keep staring right between your fingers.
Oh, yeah, there they go.
Stare right between your fingers. You won't be able to keep them.
Not working. How about a British accent?
Yeah. But I'm not British. I'm Scottish.
Oh, okay.
Scott, his, and it's...
Orrin Hatch. If Orrin Hatch tells me...
Yeah, try Orrin Hatch.
Well, gosh darn it, I don't believe in that kind of thing.
They actually went further apart.
I don't believe in that
thing.
I don't believe in that kind of thing.
That's just witchcraft.
That's the only magic I believe in is the Lord.
That's right.
Gosh darn it! You can't be doing that. But it was really quite entertaining. But my daughter is so not wanting to be ever recognized or seen. We walk in, and they say. The people at Utah Presents who know me, they said, "Oh, there's a couple of seats right up front.
No.
If you want to go," I said, "Do you want to go sit?" No. And we were buried in the middle of the audience. I mean, buried. And but anytime he walked down the aisle looking for people, she would just hide into my.
How small can I look?
And I said, "What would you do if he pointed to you and called on you?" She would say, "I'd go, no." But if you ever get a chance to, and he's one of those guys who does, he'll draw something that you are thinking, and he can do it. It's very odd.
So do you think he's magical, Bill?
No, it's all a trick.
Yeah,
it's all a trick. And I don't know if he would say that, but because he's he likes to do the kind of show that this is a mystery, and you just go along with the mystery of it,
Could you tell there were people in the audience who were there who were naysayers, who were debunkers?
I say thee nay.
Well, I think most people were there.
Or just
would do
it
it with the way I did it. Was this is entertaining? It's entertaining.
Yeah.
You don't have to think that it's some kind of magic. He's really.
But I think that's why, Carrie, isn't that why you like Penn and Teller? Because they don't try to make you think it's anything other than it's just this is a trick.
It's magic
right
tricks.
up front, they tell you we are liars.
Yeah.
And
magic tricks.
Magicians are liars, and this is the thing,
Yeah, the only problem that Penn and Teller have, and before them the Amazing Randy, from where they get all of their philosophy, they don't mind if people are mentalists or magicians or as long as they don't
it's for entertainment.
As long as they're not trying to cheat you.
Yeah,
because, and Randy has said this, there are people like this Scott Sullivan guy is good, and he is good enough that he could talk people out of anything.
Well, yeah. There was that, what's his name, that was going, he still travels around doing it. And he uses the mentalism stuff to convince you that he can talk to your dead relatives.
You mean Uri Geller?
No, he's a different guy.
I know who you mean.
He can talk to your dead relatives.
Yeah.
And that's where they draw the line. Is when
people want to believe that.
Exactly. And that's where they draw the line. Is when people.
I'm thinking of someone with the name starts with the letter A.
He was terrible,
my aunt. You're thinking of my aunt.
He was terrible. I heard him on the radio crossover. It was John somebody.
Edwards.
John Edwards.
Thank
crossing
you,
over, and he would say. He would do this stuff on the radio. Okay, so I'm calling in, and I just really would like to get a hold of my grandma. Well, let me see. Okay, I'm seeing a pony. Did your grandmother ever have horses? No. Did she know anybody that have? He was
she
terrible.
like ponies?
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Terrible.
Yes, Dylan.
John Edwards kind of got thrown out of the business after 9/11. John Edwards announced he was going to do a show where he was going to talk to the dead
of
9/11.
Oh, really?
That's pretty much the end of his career.
Like a prime time on Fox. Fox bought it.
Wow.
Really?
Or a big network.
That is no class.
Isn't that that is awful? And
making money off dead.
The dead of 9/11.
Yeah.
I mean, he made all his money off of the dead, of lying about talking to the dead.
If you want to see a great,
he never did it. Yeah. They got such horrible comments. Fox or whoever just said no, never mind.
Wow. So if you want to see a guy who's really with it about this kind of stuff, it's the Amazing Randy, and he's very old now. He's 90, I think. But what is it? An Honest Liar. It's a documentary.
It's on Netflix.
Made by some guys here in Utah. And it's on Netflix, and it's about Randy and his career, which is phenomenal. He's been doing this kind of thing forever. But he talks about, I can debunk anything, almost anything. But he just says, I don't have a problem with people doing this stuff as long as they're not trying to cheat you out of your money and play on your emotions.
Exactly.
By doing it. And there are people, and again, this guy, Scott Sullivan, he was very good.
Yeah, he
could do it.
He's just doing it for entertainment.
Yeah, he's an entertainer, and that's great. But man, if he wanted to,
I don't know. Did you check your pockets?
If he could use his powers for evil, that would be dangerous.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
Right.
But Gina, write down an animal on the back of this. I bet I can guess it.
Okay.
We'll do it during the break. We'll play later.
Because she's got to do traffic right now. So.
Oh, and put a $5 bill there, too.
Crash northbound I-15, 45th South, off to the right shoulder. That's exit 301. And that's the only accident I'm seeing here, unless you see one and you're like, hey, I'm looking at this one. Why doesn't UDOT have that? Text it to me, 33986.
All right, here are your boner candidates for round one. Number one, well, somebody needed to take that boy in hand. Boner candidate number two, I knew this was not a good idea right from the start. And boner candidate number three, the Utah legislature has been put on high alert by Senator Niederhauser. High alert!
We're on alert! All right, round one of your boner voting coming up after these. Stand by, X96.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
Nobody around here has been eating lead paint chips.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
Doesn't make much sense to me either.
1-hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day at 10, 1, and 4:30.
I am not impressed.
Only on X96.
Claps. Claps. Spell it with me now. C-L-A-P-S. Claps. And now we'll use it in some dialogue, starring as our 2 Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. We join the boys now at the Ward Cultural Hall as they take in a revival of the great theatrical production Saturday's Warrior. As the show nears its climax, LeGrand R. Dunn becomes highly emotional. Again, the word is claps. Let's listen.
Oh, this is such an uplifting show, LeVar. And this is the most uplifting moment in the whole Saturday's Warrior production.
I have to admit, LeGrand, I too am stirred. That girl who plays Julie Flinders has a way about her. She's a nice-looking young woman. I am stirred.
Oh, she found her true spiritual mate. And they're going to have a wonderful life together, and they'll have a big brood of kids, too. No abortions for them. Oh, that evil Mac, that son of perdition, he'll never have influence on them.
A girl like that you wouldn't mind having an influence on, though.
I have never experienced a theatrical moment like this before, LeVar. I think I'm having some palpitations.
I, too, am experiencing some palpitations, LeGrand. I wonder if the girl playing Julie's single.
I'm feeling faint, LeVar.
LeGrand?
Everything's going to gray.
You okay?
I think I'm gonna collapse. Oh, I'm gonna collapse. Help! Catch me, LeVar. I'm gonna collapse.
LeGrand, get up. You're embarrassing me. Wake up. Oh, my heck, he's out cold. Somebody call a paramedic! Is there a doctor in the house? Anybody know CPR? My friend LeGrand said he's gonna collapse, and he did! He collapsed! Somebody help! Wake up! Wake up!
LeVar, get help. Don't let me pass through the veil to the other side.
Oh, you just fainted, puss boy.
X96.
All right, 7:20 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote which of these 3 is the worst. Which of these 3 deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. And then we put them both in Boner Dome for Boner Fight. 9:20 is when Boner of the Day is decided. So, 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
I have my car is the registration has to be done. And I always take it to Excel because they do the emission test right there. They give you the sticker right there. You pay your taxes right there, everything. So, boner candidate number 1, somebody needed to take that boy in hand. In Noonan, Georgia, police say that a stranger spanked a man's 2-year-old son at a grocery store when the toddler kept asking his dad for a candy bar.
Yeah.
I want a candy bar. I want a candy bar. I want a candy bar. Noonan police report. You can see the guy at x96.com/live. Says 62-year-old Juan Martinez was arrested. Mr. Martinez smelled like alcohol and slurred his speech. I think you can see that in the picture.
I can smell him from here.
I can hear him slurring his speech. The 2-year-old's father, James Morris, says his son was asking him for a candy bar on the store's checkout line when Mr. Martinez slapped his son's hand and then slapped him on the bottom several times. He says his son wasn't hurt. Police say that Mr. Martinez was arrested on charges including battery and obstruction. News outlets reported that police body camera shows officers also had to struggle to arrest Mr. Martinez. Boner candidate number 1. Well, somebody needed to take that boy in hand. Asking for a candy bar over and over again like that. This is boner candidate number 2. I knew this was not a good idea from the start. A Minnesota man has been arrested after stealing a car from a Walmart parking lot. But that's not the whole story. Edward Leroy Wilson is suspected of sneaking into the car after its owner turned it off remotely from within, turned it on remotely from within the Sartell, Minnesota store. So it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
You
warm it up.
She has a remote start for her car. So it started up. And Mr. Wilson saw this happen and got into the car and drove it off. About 2 hours later, the owner of the car, the woman, received a call from a woman who said, I have a man here who is asking me questions about how to start this car. Wilson, who gave a fake name, then spoke to the owner directly and said, could you find somebody who could tell me how to start this car? I need to know how to start this car.
This car that I stole?
Well, he said, it's a car that
Where's your key, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know where your key is?
Officers responding to a suspicious person call identified Mr. Wilson and the stolen vehicle during Wilson's conversation with the owner, according to local reports. So the cops get there. He's still on the phone with her. He also admitted to the crime and said to officers, I knew this wasn't a good idea from the very start.
At least he admitted it.
Boner candidate number 2. Boner candidate number 3 coming up in a moment. The Utah legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
Well, Rosalinda Vizina is an entomologist, and she studies all kinds of bugs, including roaches, cockroaches, and she had an order of cockroaches coming to her in the mail.
Okay.
From, 500 cockroaches
Can you get that on Amazon?
Probably. But
Go.
I think, look, I bet you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because people buy cockroaches also to feed to their pet spiders. So, you could.
Cockroach.
But someone stole the mail, stole the cockroaches. And Ms. Vizinia says, I feel bad for the roaches. I don't want them to get smooshed or tossed out or something. And the thieves are going to, when they open the package, they're not going to want the cockroaches. They're just going to throw them out. I feel bad for the cockroaches, she said.
I can buy cockroach traps. I don't think I can buy cockroaches.
You're just not looking hard enough.
Just Google buy cockroaches.
Well, I'm just saying on Amazon.
Cockroaches for sale. Let's see now. This is a story. I thought about making a boner candidate, and then I thought it. Social media is backing a teenager who faces school expulsion if she doesn't remove a Planned Parenthood sticker from her laptop. So she, Kate Murray, she's a sophomore. She decorated her laptop with stickers of all kinds, as people do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the stickers reads, I stand with Planned Parenthood. And the school said, if you don't take that sticker off, you are going to be expelled.
What's their argument?
Their argument is this is a private school, Catholic private school, Sacred Heart Academy in Greenwich, a private Catholic girls' school. What did she think they would say if she put a Planned Parenthood sticker?
I'm going to say, in this instance,
you shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If I'd made it a boner, but apparently there's this big social media outcry against this school. I'm sorry, it's a Catholic school.
Yeah, I support Planned Parenthood, but I think in this case,
it's just
the Catholic school wins because they're a Catholic school.
If it had been a boner,
you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
If it had been a boner candidate, I might have made the girl a boner candidate for doing it, or people on Twitter who were saying this is an outrage. Let's see, in an emotional interview on Thursday, Jenny Willoughby, ex-wife of Rob Porter, said the former White House aide had asked her to downplay allegations of abuse that she made last year on her Instagram account.
And in a
blog post, speaking with CNN's Anderson Cooper, Willoughby said, what, Gina?
This could ruin my job.
Yep, she sounded like a man when she said it. She imitated her husband. This could ruin my job. But she said she'd been in contact with Rob a lot in the last 2 weeks as he gave me some warning that stories might break. He asked me multiple times to take down my Instagram post, she said, referring to a post in which she described abuse in general terms, but without using his name. In my home, the abuse was insidious, she wrote on April 24, 2017. The threats were personal, the terror was real, and yet I stayed. So in a sense, she's saying, maybe that's on me, but I did stay. She, and apparently, he knew something was coming. Now, I'm just wondering, he's resigned, as has another speechwriter.
Speechwriter, yeah.
Or a speechwriter has resigned as well, saying, some stuff about me is going to come out. I might as well just resign now.
He's also attacked his wife. Burned a cigarette on her hand in one instance.
And we're also finding out, or we're going to find out, more people in the Trump administration that do not have security clearance.
There are several. Don't have any security clearance.
Jared
and yet
Kushner is one of them.
Well, yeah. And yet they're looking at sensitive documents and things all the time.
But Hillary had a server, a private server.
Let's just let that go. It's water under the bridge, okay?
It's the same argument.
Really?
It is.
It's the same argument.
It's the same thing, and they made hay on it for the entire election process.
And they don't, and you can say that, and they don't care.
They held hearing after hearing. She sat in that room for 11 hours giving testimony.
Yep. That's true.
And it was deemed that she was extremely careless. Mm-hmm. And that was enough.
It's a fact. There is no doubt about it.
But now here are 10 people in the White House who have no security clearance.
That's the point. No, see, that's the point.
My point is they're hypocrites.
Yeah, but
that's my point.
But you don't need to say any of that. All you have to do is say, there are 10 or more people in the White House looking at sensitive documents without security clearance. That's it.
Yes,
man.
It's an outrage. But when are they going to be outraged? Because they were outraged last year.
President Trump weighed in on a tumultuous few days on Wall Street on Wednesday, lamenting that recent reports of good news on the economy hadn't resulted in the stock market going up. In the good old days, when good news was reported, the stock market would go up. Today, when good news is reported, the stock market goes down. Sad. Big mistake. And we have so much good and great news about the economy. For months, the president and his administration touted the surging market as an indicator of U.S. economic strength, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average crossing the 25,000 point threshold for the first time earlier this year. On Monday, the Dow took a historical plummet the same day Trump delivered a speech on taxes and the economy. And he said, that shouldn't have happened. That should not, in the good old days, that would not have happened. Bull sock. Absolutely. Again, a completely warped view. You know what? Donald Trump, great businessman that he is, has no idea how the stock market works.
Nope.
No idea. Zero. Let's see. Oh, and Donald Trump will not release the Democrats' memo on
of course he won't.
On the dossier, the Steele dossier and all of that.
It's very lengthy. It's like 10 whole pages.
Too long, and it has too much information in it that needs to be redacted. That it's well, he doesn't know the word redacted.
Yeah.
Too much sensitive information. I can't release it unless they edit it. Utah says that we could easily host another Winter Olympic Games.
We've maintained our facilities.
Well, no, we haven't.
We haven't?
No. One of the things that the Olympic Committee is insistent about is that we have an Olympic park, and we don't have that.
We have Rice-Eccles Stadium.
That's Rice-Eccles Stadium. We don't have Rice-Eccles Stadium, where the Hoberman Arch, that big, beautiful arch that would open and close, and where they couldn't. So that should have been the feature of an Olympic park, which is there for time and all eternity, essentially. And that's what the Olympic Committee is after, and they sort of insist that you have. But so we moved it to the Rice-Eccles Stadium, but there wasn't room for it to open and close, and nobody wanted to maintain the money, and nobody wants to light the torch anymore. And so they just put it there, and it was frozen, the Hoberman Arch.
It's not there anymore.
And then they said, we gotta make the stadium bigger because we're a Pac-12 school now, and so we're going to have to move it. And they took it and they dumped it in a yard. It had chain link fence around it, but they just dumped it in pieces, and somebody stole a bunch of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when Mr. Hoberman, who is an artist, was contacted, he said, "Really? That's really sad.
I worked pretty hard on that.
That's pretty sad." And then, so because parts of it were stolen, they've now put it in a warehouse under lock and key. But the Olympic Committee looks at all of that and says, maybe the facilities, that's fine, but you have to have an Olympic park. So essentially what the story is, we're going to have to find a place for an Olympic park, which the Becker administration was supposed to do, which Rocky Anderson was supposed to do before him, and nobody could ever quite pull the trigger and get it done. There have been all kinds of proposals. Maybe they're going to do it at the Gallivan Center. Oh, that was the final proposal. I love this. The final proposal was, we'll do it at the Gallivan Center.
Okay.
We'll put the Hoberman Arch up there, and that'll be great. No, the Olympic Committee says, well, there's a sticking point to that. There are events being held all the time at the Gallivan Center, which have sponsors that are not Olympic
sponsors. There you
go. In other
go.
words, there are Pepsi events there from time to time. And the Olympic Committee says we have to honor our sponsors, so you can. So the organizing committee or the Salt Lake Council, I don't know who did this, said, well, see what, we'll come up with a plan to hide the arch. I'm not kidding you. We'll figure out a way to cover it all up so that when we're doing
That's ridiculous.
So now it's sitting in a warehouse, and
but the torch is still up at Rice-Eccles.
Yeah, that's not an Olympic park. An Olympic park is something a little grander than a torch that everybody's afraid to light. Remember, what was that last event? Then they did get it lighted. Maybe it was at the beginning of the last Winter Olympics. Something happened up there. So, but they had a really hard time getting it. And people were saying, well, I'm not sure. It's kind of dangerous. I don't know. They did finally get it lit, however. And then just finally, this will get to boner candidate number 3. Nicole Eggert.
Yes.
Says that Scott Baio is now calling her constantly and harassing her.
Ugh. Did you stop talking? I'm not saying I didn't do it, but stop talking about it.
She says Scott Baio has been hounding her and telling her to stop the public shaming and just talk to the cops, which she did last week. She met with LAPD police detectives and filed a police report. Scott Baio says, that's not true. I have not called her house once. She says he's called me constantly. I think he's a bad guy, and I think she might be a little crazy. Just a little.
Those two things can be true.
Yep. Yes.
Weather, traffic, or sports, or whatever you want to do here?
Weather brought to you in part by climate change, and will continue to be climate changey. Also brought to you by How'd You Like to Win $1,000? You can make a film for the annual Radio from Hell Film Festival. Just make sure it's under 5 minutes long, has an American flag in it. Use the phrase "in your area," and I believe it's due today at 5 o'clock. So you could even make a movie today and turn it in today, and you might win $1,000. Chance of rain and snow showers today. I'm guessing more likely rain, but not even much of that. 49 for a high. Traffic, there's a crash northbound Mangator Highway at SR 201 Junction in Salt Lake. The right lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15 45th South. That's off to the right shoulder. And Immigration Canyon having some flooding issues this morning. About 42nd East, you're going to need to find an alternate to get around that. That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. The Utah legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser.
Yay!
Utah legislators were put on high alert after a senator says an unknown woman knocked on the door of his Salt Lake City hotel room and told him that she was his date for the night. The same day, a news story reported that a House member who resigned Thursday met with a prostitute twice last year. And Senate President Wayne Niederhauser says he's instructed lawmakers to be cautious, but there may be people seeking to entrap them in an apparent scandalous situation to make money off of them. Niederhauser said the incident is under investigation and there were few details available, but lawmakers are clearly on edge in the days after the abrupt resignation of Representative John Stannard of St. George, who the Daily Mail of London reported, met a call girl twice in 2017 for sex. I've talked with all the senators, Niederhauser said. Did he talk to the women, too? I wonder if he talked to the women.
I don't think
I bet not.
I've talked with all of the senators to let them know the situation and to be on high alert in their lives on social media, questioning those who might have malicious intent to try to entrap them in a situation. Now, here's what happened. Senator Evan Vickers, a Republican from Cedar City, was staying at the Little America Hotel, where lawmakers from out of the region often stay during the legislative session, and he was getting ready to go watch a University of Utah basketball game, which is part of his legislative duties, when a woman knocked on the door of his hotel room. She said, "I'm your date." And I said, "No, you're not." And she said, "Yes, I am your date, and we have reservations downtown." He didn't give any indication that the woman knew he was a legislator and that he closed the door on her. You could say I was shocked, he said. So because of that, and because of what happened, here's what I would suggest. If any of you legislators have this happen to you, as Vickers did, shut the door. No. Consider the possibility that maybe this person had the wrong room.
No, they went further than that, though. You don't have this in the story? They're going to adopt a buddy system.
It's the buddy system.
Oh, that's right.
A buddy system.
I did hear that. It's not in this story, but I did hear
that. Yeah, that's how we can watch out for each other, guys. We'll have the buddy system.
I got your back.
You're all grown-ass adult people.
No. They're trying to frame us.
This guy solicited a prostitute more than once. He wasn't entrapped into it. He went looking for her and had her come to his room.
Wait a minute.
That is not...
But what about what happened to Senator Vickers? What about that?
Nothing happened to him.
No.
Not a thing
and you know
happened
what?
to him.
You know what? Maybe that was a call girl. It very likely was.
What do they mean? Entrap him. I couldn't help but go out to...
She had the wrong room. Yeah. That's all. She wasn't there trying to entrap him. She had the wrong room.
And how do you entrap? Was he going to...
I guess I have to go. Here's my wallet.
No, like Carrie said, you just shut the door. Or continue to walk down the hall and ignore her.
I understand that Mike Pence's wife has volunteered to come out here and
the buddy system
and go places with them.
You joke, but I wouldn't be surprised if they said from now on you have to bring your wife up to the legislature when you're coming in from out of town. Everybody has to bring their wife.
They won't say.
You must all be Republicans.
Boner candidate number 3. The Utah legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Man, what a bunch of geniuses.
Where's my buddy? Where's my buddy?
Somebody might say
You're
so.
an adult. Just deal with it.
Boner candidate number 1 was somebody had to take that boy in hand. A drunk stranger accused of spanking a man's 2-year-old son. Boner candidate number 2, I knew this was not a good idea right from the start. A car thief calling the owner of the car that he had stolen because he couldn't figure out how to start it up again. So he called her for instructions on how to start it. And Boner candidate number 3, the Utah legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser.
I need an adult. All right, there you go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst, therefore most qualified to go to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of being Boner of the Day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. Boner Fight at 9:20. All right. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put it in the message of a text and text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting February 12 and vote there. You've got 3.5 minutes to get your vote in. Round 1.
People think of the content as just over the airwaves, but we do so much more now. We're producing videos daily that we need scripts for. We produce concerts on a weekly basis that we need day logs for. If it wasn't for the help of the people at Valley Office System, our job would be near impossible to do. One of the things I love about Valley Office Systems is they're a joy to work with. Honestly, we are a 24-hour business. We rarely have an issue, but when we do, we let them know, and they're out here just as quickly as possible. Honestly, their service is second.
Lair. Spell it with me now. L-A-I-R. Lair. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our 2 good Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. LeGrand is planning a wedding for one of his many daughters. LeVar has come over to LeGrand's house to borrow a cup of sugar when this conversation ensues.
LeGrand? LeGrand, where are you? Can I come in? Yep. Back here in the kitchen, LeVar. Come on back.
What in heaven's name are you doing, LeGrand?
Well, as you know, LeVar, my little girl, Tabiona, is getting married this weekend.
Right.
Well, I'm putting on a wedding, and it ain't easy or inexpensive for that matter. I'm saving myself some money by making the wedding cake myself.
You can make the cake cheaper than the ones you can get at Horman's? You know, the ones that come with the plastic balloons or rainbows on them?
Oh, yeah. And I can make a bigger wedding cake, too, for half the price.
Huh.
I found a recipe here in my old copy of the Ensign. How to make a big wedding cake for cheap. Look here at the picture. It's a 7-layer cake.
Boy, howdy, that is a beaut. How many layers is it?
7.
7?
1 more than 6, 1 less than 8. 7 layers.
Looks yummy. Hey, what's in each layer?
Sugar and lard.
Good Lord, LeGrand. That ain't 7 layers, that's only 2.
Listen up, LeVar. I mix some lard with some sugar to make the lard sweet. I put that between each one of the cake layers to sort of glue them together, and then I cover the whole thing, all 7 layers, with another huge glop of lard mixed with sugar, except that's dyed pink. Hence, a 7-layer cake.
Oh. Well, what's the decoration you put on that then? Like candy hearts or them little silver BBs or anything like that?
No, but we got an old Barbie and Ken doll dressed up in wedding clothes. One of the little kids is making a cute gazebo-type thing out of Play-Doh. We're putting that on the top layer. It's going to look like a real wedding cake.
Oh. Hey, who's your little girl marrying, anywho? What's his line of work?
Well, he's a nice young man from Magna named LaRon. He's a bricklayer.
.47, time to award round 1 of your boner voting.
And round 1 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by Vegetable Soup.
And the X96 Movie Club. Love movies? How about free movies? X96 has all of the movie hookups. In the X96 Movie Club, you can win your way into a pre-screening to see movies before anyone else, win tickets to see new releases, and maybe you get a Blu-ray or a download soundtrack to a movie. You can get all that by signing up to the X96 Movie Club. Text the word movie to 33986.
So, boner candidate to number 1. Somebody need to take that boy in hand. Say, stranger spanking a 2-year-old kid. I guess he was bugged that the kid was asking for a candy bar from his father. Stranger took it upon himself to spank the kid. We've all wanted to do it. Then there was boner candidate number 2. I knew this was not a good idea from the start. A car thief, there was a woman apparently had started her car remotely to warm it up. Well, he saw his opportunity. He jumped in that running vehicle and drove off. But when he had stopped the car, he couldn't figure out how to get it started again. He didn't have a key, so he called the woman he stole it from to ask how to start the car. And boner candidate number 3, the Utah State Legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser. It's the buddy system. We need the buddy system. Utah lawmakers are apparently afraid of manufactured scandals after the one incident that happened, and then a strange woman came to a senator's hotel room and said, "I'm your date." Well, that was obviously
it was a setup.
It was going to be a setup.
Even if it was.
Or she had the wrong room.
Or even if it was a setup. You don't.
No, you shut the door.
No. Shut the door, and that's the end of it.
No, but the buddy system will take care of it. Yeah.
Buddy! Because if your buddy's there, you might be tempted to say, well, come on in. But if your buddy's there with you, you'll say, no, I can't do that.
I'm glad you're here.
Wow.
I would have done something I was going to regret.
If I'd have been alone.
Todd Levy won the boner T-shirt. And the winner, boner candidate number 3, the Utah Legislature has been put on high alert.
Yay.
Buddy!
All right, there you go. That's your round 1 winner. It goes to Boner Fight. It'll go up against the winner of round 2, boner voting. Round 2 happens at 8:20. Boner Fight is where boner of the day is decided. That will be 9:20. It's got a Got a pretty good chance today, I think.
I have your choice of lists.
Ooh.
We could either do 20 things no husband ever wants to hear, or 40 lies everyone tells on a daily basis.
Oh, it says here 40 lies that everyone tells. That's the one I want.
You want that one?
I don't need to hear no 20 times. I don't.
For the No.
No.
Okay, 40 lies everyone tells.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
No. I mean, if I've ever done that, I've been almost there.
You've never said that when you haven't
No.
left your house yet.
No. Oh, no, absolutely not.
I have.
I have said, I'm sorry I haven't left my house yet, and I'm going to be really late, but.
Oh, it must have gone to my spam folder.
I've done that one, yes.
I've said that, but not because I was lying, just because I didn't know where it was.
Are you going to claim you haven't said any of these lies?
Not yet. I have not lied about these things yet. When I do, I'll tell you.
Oh, my phone died. Like you don't want to talk to somebody and
I've never used that one.
No.
No?
No.
I forgot to do that. Like not that you genuinely forgot, like you didn't want to do it, but you
forgot?
Said you forgot. No?
No, I've often just forgot.
Okay.
I think mostly I just forget.
Yeah.
I don't have to lie about forgetting because I'm so forgetful.
You guys haven't done this. I don't really watch TV.
No.
You've never claimed that. I'm almost finished. Don't you say that regardless of how finished you are?
Maybe. Yeah, I might be. Doesn't seem like a really horrible lie, though.
It's so great to see you.
Yeah.
You've done that.
Oh, yeah.
You've lied about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't care so much about looks. I just care about personality.
You mean about yourself or somebody else?
I don't care about my looks.
Yeah.
I just care about my personality.
I care more about my looks than I do about my personality, but that's not evident in the way I look.
I was going to say, I couldn't tell.
No, you can't.
I've slept with blank number of people.
Well, I've said here on the on the air, I don't
know?
I don't have a number.
And that's not a lie.
No, it isn't. It's not a lie.
And I can't.
I don't know.
I can't believe that.
Well, I mean, it's not. That doesn't mean it's like hundreds and hundreds of people. I just can't remember how many.
You can't rattle through in your mind, count them off. You can't. No, really?
Well, there was that.
And what counts?
There was that year and a half that.
And what counts?
It's just kind of a blur.
What do you mean? What counts?
Well, do you have to? Does it have? Never mind. Let's just move on. Let's move on.
I've read that, watched that, seen that.
I've read that. No.
When you haven't.
No, because that will bite you on the ass so easily.
Yeah.
Well, then you must know such and such and such and such. No, I don't really. I must have missed that.
I know you guys have done this because I've seen you do it.
What?
No, I remember you. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No, I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's
I do that when I come in here in the morning.
Well, because people come in here, we interview people
sure.
that we've interviewed before, and they'll say, "You probably don't remember me," and we've all said, "No, of course we remember." Yeah, no idea.
You know what's worse than that is I often go, "We've met before, haven't we?" And they go, "No, I don't think so."
Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure? You look really familiar. Nope.
Well, that makes sense.
How's that a lie?
Because maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but you don't want to show that you don't understand it.
I don't get that. Why would you do that? I don't even understand.
Just to further the conversation along?
I don't. You can either easily further the conversation by saying, "I don't quite understand what you're talking about."
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Huh?
Like on your phone.
What?
Like, oh, we're going through
No,
No?
He's never said that in a lying situation.
No, it's often true.
Yes.
Oh, my phone's been acting weird. Like
no.
No.
Like you're not getting text messages or
these are barely lies.
Barely lies? I'm fine. You've done
I've
that
lied.
one.
I've lied about that all the time. All the time.
I'm fine's got to be one of the most popular ones.
I'll bet I have said on 100 occasions a week, I'm fine.
You're not fine at all.
How would you know? How would you know I'm lying if I said, no, I'm fine?
Because you say it like that.
Huh? Well, maybe I'll have to figure out another way to do that.
Oh, traffic was crazy. No, if it was, that's not a lie. But have you ever used bad traffic for being late?
That. Yes, I have.
I might have, yeah.
That was my last one, meaning last cigarette,
I've squirreled some away.
Last candy bar, last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
At remotes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was my last ticket. Yeah. I try to get to the gym about 4 times a week.
Well, that's not a lie. I mean, it's just I try. I try to get to the gym every day.
Doesn't mean you do.
No, it doesn't mean I do. It's not a lie.
I've got an appointment.
To
get out of something.
I've used that.
I have to leave.
Yeah, I use that one.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I've used that one.
Like someone gives you a gift that you don't love.
You know, it's too bad that I'm pretty because I'm not a good liar. I'm not.
If somebody gives you a present you don't like, it's obvious.
It's not obvious, but my wife has been able to.
You don't like it, dude. I can tell you.
You don't like this. Okay, fine. I'll take it back then. No, I like it. I really.
No, you don't. I can tell.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, that's interesting. When something's not.
Yeah, you mean like this list?
Yeah. I didn't even see you there.
What?
Like if you're trying to avoid somebody, and
often I don't see people.
Oh,
yeah. I might because there are people that I like that I'll see in the grocery store or something,
and avoid them.
I'll just do my damnedest to avoid them.
I don't want to talk to you. I'll call you later.
Yeah, I've done that one.
I got to run.
No, is that a lie?
No,
I got to run from this conversation.
Well, you're not really running. That's the problem.
I got to run from this meeting.
You want me to keep going?
One more.
Just kidding.
That one people tell all the time.
Yeah, that's...
that one...
When there's whatever they said, they're not kidding. They really mean it.
People use that one all the time.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. Lies everyone tells.
Just kidding. Really. Just kidding.
Well, that was very interesting.
I love it.
Wait a minute.
I love it.
Wait a minute. I see what you're doing here. I know what you're doing.
Let's see what we have traffic-wise. Crash northbound Bangor Highway at SR 201. The right lane closed there. And there was a crash earlier northbound I-15 45th South. It looks like that one's clearing up, though. That's traffic.
All right.
Bill Frost?
Bill Frost telling us what's on TV coming up. Also, round 2 of your boner voting. Stand by.
Hi, I'm Bill Allred, and on This Week...
from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, is this sponsored?
Yeah, Utah Presents brings a brand new kind of songbook to Kingsbury Hall starring Stephen Page, former lead singer of Bare Naked Ladies, with the Art of Time Ensemble, February 14th at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
Well, here he is, Bill Frost. Mr. Frost is a fine TV writer for Slug Magazine.
Yeah.
He's also a podcast proprietor. The TV Tan podcast.
It makes it sound a lot fancier than it is.
Which you can find wherever fine podcasts are sold.
Yes.
And also a musician, the band Magda Vega.
Yes.
And all of that stuff is available in one convenient...
You can find it all at billfrost.tv.
Bill
Convenient
Frost.
one-stop shopping.
Mm-hmm.
It's the billfrost.tv bag. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So what's happening on TV this week?
Very slow week. Everyone
Really?
just wants to get out of the way of the Olympics this year.
It's the Olympics.
Except Netflix.
Yeah.
They don't care.
That would be funny. Netflix, we're just taking the week off.
Yeah, they don't care.
Tonight, the return of Legends of Tomorrow on the CW.
Legends of Tomorrow.
What is that about?
It's yet another DC Comics thing, but it's the lesser of the
It's,
4 or 5.
Yeah, it's time travel and
You don't sound too excited
it's
about
actually a fun little show, and they're going to add Constantine.
That's why I'm mentioning this.
As a semi-regular.
You know, is it the actor from the old, or is this? Oh, it's
it's the same
okay.
actor, and
Yep, Matt Ryan.
Yep. So and he does a fine job, and they're going to finally address the fact that Constantine is bisexual. That's going to be there.
Good.
Because they kept that on the down low in the first season of the only season of his series.
Oh, they didn't want to scare people away.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a fun show. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and
No.
Yeah.
But the addition of Constantine, I'm happy about that.
Speaking of the CW superhero shows, I've got a new drinking game.
Oh, good.
I watch an episode of Black Lightning, and every time a character says Black Lightning, I take a drink, and then I'm dead.
Are they over Black Lightning-ing?
Listen, when Black Lightning returns.
Yeah, they're
Carrie-
very insistent on branding.
Yes.
Carrie, you don't need another drinking game.
He needs a drinking game to keep up with the drinking games. Also, for Dylan,
Yeah.
got your attention there.
What?
American Dad.
Oh,
season premiere tonight.
Oh, good.
Dylan's an American Dad fan, as am I.
Those are fun.
Glad to see it back.
Mhm.
Finally, season 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
On TBS. Going all the way to Friday, Mozart in the Jungle, a show that people love that I've never really gotten into.
What is it?
I think I tried to watch it.
What is it?
Can you explain what it is?
Gail
No.
Garcia Bernal, is it that?
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon Prime, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it?
I didn't get it. So
People love it.
Do you know what it is?
No, but it looks...
it's a jungle, and there's this...
We don't need to say
Mozart.
Actually, I don't think
anything
there's
more.
a jungle. I think I know that much. There's not much of a jungle.
Well, it's a metaphorical jungle is what I meant. And
It's a
Mozart...
jungle out there.
See, you're doing that lie about how you saw something.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he doesn't lie about anything, Carrie.
No, I'm saying straight up, I've never watched this, but I know people love
People
it.
like it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of those kind of shows.
All right.
That people will yell at me if I don't mention it.
So I finished watching... I'd forgotten that I had season 4 or something of Luther, which was just 2 episodes, the final season.
Too long episodes?
No, they
Really?
weren't. No, they weren't very long. I mean, they were like an hour.
Can you call that a season?
I guess they did, but
Wouldn't you
that's
call that
it
an
for Luther,
EP?
right? That's it. That's it for Idris Elba being Luther, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
He's not going to do it again.
he's a movie star now.
Well, and he's just got engaged
I know. The
To,
world was crying
to
because
a
Idris Elba got engaged.
lovely woman that he met on the set of that movie where he was supposed to be in love with Kate Winslet. But
Oh, I saw that movie.
did you?
Yeah, it was.
Why did you see that movie?
Mrs. Frost wanted to watch it.
Huh.
Yeah, and apparently it was not.
Yeah.
They
Kate
crashed the-
Winslet and Idris Elba's plane. They're in a rush to get somewhere, and their plane goes down in the mountains in the snow, and
And love ensues.
loving ensues.
So it's not Kate Winslet who he proposed to. It's a woman who had
Yeah.
another role on that movie. And anyway, but I understand from the movie that they're both fine actors. I mean, Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. But if there is just no actual chemistry there. You can just act the hell out of it, and people are still not going to buy it.
That is true of that movie.
That they
I believe it's
seem
called The Mountain Between Us.
Yeah. They seem to have apparently they seem to have no chemistry whatsoever.
It was one of those Mrs. Frost, oh, this is on demand. Let's watch this. I go, ugh, okay. It's going to be terrible. Let's watch it.
You went into it with a bad attitude then.
But
I was right.
It was terrible, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, the thing I noticed about Idris Elba, too, watching so much Luther, he's a really good actor, but he's remarkably bow-legged.
Really?
He's remarkably bow-legged?
Yes.
Remarkably?
Yes.
You're
As a
going to
matter
make
of
me
fact,
Google
now
Idris Elba bow-legged, aren't you?
Yes, I looked at a picture of him standing there with his new fiancée, just standing there. But he walks like that. He kind of rolls when he walks because he's kind of bow-legged or bandy-legged or whatever you want to say.
So he was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Almost the perfect man.
Well, he's sure good looking, though.
True, yeah.
I mean,
you don't even notice. And going all the way to Sunday, the return of Joel McHale.
Oh.
This is a new weekly series for Netflix, the Joel McHale Show. Just think of it as the Soup 2.0, but expanded beyond just celebrity stuff.
Oh, so he's doing a soup-like show for Netflix.
But it's not just celebrity stuff.
Huh.
It's not just the Kardashians.
Yeah, because the Soup was reality shows.
Yeah, celebrities and reality shows.
Didn't it start out as soap operas
No.
long time ago when it first started with a different host?
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear was the first host.
Yeah, then Aisha Tyler came in, and it was mostly usually...
Oh, don't forget Hal Sparks. He was there for a hot minute.
It was mostly about celebrities as far as I remember that show.
Because it's E.
E, yeah. And also the return of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh, good.
I feel like that's been gone for a while.
Yes.
Great.
I need my news.
How many episodes are they going to do? Do you know? Maybe about 10? They do that many?
I think they do a little more than that. But they're, it's HBO. They don't go on forever.
He's the best. He really is the best.
Of all of the late night political commentators, of which there's everybody.
Well, part of the reason he can be so good, I think, is that it's one a week.
Yeah.
Which
when it's an in-depth,
those other guys. I mean, God bless them.
Doing 5 nights
Samantha
a week.
Bee and
well, Sam B's only one night a week.
Oh, she just wants.
Yeah, she's Wednesdays, and that's why hers is so good too.
That's Stephen Colbert. He does.
Colbert's great though.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, it's hard to do.
Yeah,
man.
Is that it?
Yeah. The rest is all Olympics all the time.
All Olympics all the time. Well, I have a public service message.
Oh, good.
Since last night was your season 1 finale of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh.
Go ahead and watch it, and then turn off your CBS app.
I was going to mention that.
Because there's nothing there for you.
No.
There's not.
Will you let people know when it's time to come back?
Oh, yeah. We'll let you know when. They haven't even started filming season 2
now,
yet.
you really, really want to come back, and I won't say anything other than there is a great twist at the end of the, not a twist.
Of the season finale?
A great reveal.
Oh, cool.
At the end of the season finale. And the last probably 3 episodes leading up to this and then the season finale, it got kind of twisted around and kind of difficult for a while. The last 3 episodes or so really focused, very exciting and well done. And then right at the end of the final episode, you go, oh, my wife literally went.
See, I like Star Trek a lot. Jimmy, not so much. The ultimate compliment from Jimmy Martin.
You watched it?
I don't like Star Trek, but I like this show.
Oh.
So there you go.
Guest star in the final episode has a very small role. You'll love this, Carrie. Clint Howard.
Really?
Yeah. That good-looking Clint Howard?
They don't say anything about it, but right toward the end of the episode, my wife and I go, Clint Howard!
Because BBC was, they run the originals on reruns, and I just happened to have it on the other night, and that Clint Howard one was on.
Do you remember the name of that one?
Baylock was his character, but I don't recall the name.
Would you like to try some Tranya?
Sue walked by and looked at him and went, yeah, he was ugly as a kid, too, wasn't he?
He's just a little kid with William Shatner. Tranya, welcome. You could come, sit down. Terrible. And he's always been a bad actor.
Yep. All
right, Bill Frost, you can read his column in Slug Magazine on a monthly basis, but just go to billfrost.tv. All you need is there.
Yeah.
We got a free sawhorse southbound I-15 out by the prison. If you need a sawhorse, crash southbound I-15 at Main Street in North Salt Lake. It's off to the right shoulder. And that's about it. That's traffic brought to you by this seafood season. Go fishing at Del Taco and snag 2 beer-battered fish tacos for only $4. No bait, no tackle required. It's unfreshing, believable. Price and participation may vary.
All right.
Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. I'm just trying to think of the last time I needed a sawhorse, and I couldn't think of one. All right, boners round 2 coming up. I will tell you this about these boner candidates. These are very difficult ones. They're hard. They will be very hard for you to decide. Round 1 was kind of, it was pretty obvious. So this one, boner candidate number 1, darker, gayer, different. Boner candidate number 2, oh, come on. The Babe Bracket contest is just for fun. And boner candidate number 3, whew, it's really in your face.
All right, all 3 of these boner candidates, plus big boy news and opinioendo, on the way next. Stand by. Attention! The deadline to submit your film for the Radio from Hell Film Festival is this Monday, February 12th at 5 p.m.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Our elders have just rendezvoused their warp-capable 10-speed bikes with the USS Pork Rind, a small craft manned, if you will excuse the misuse of the term, by pigs. Not your ordinary run-of-the-mill pigs, mind you, but sentient, talking pigs. Pigs in space!
Welcome aboard, gentlemen. I am Captain Link Hogthrob, commander of the USS Pork Rind. This is my first officer, Miss Piggy. And that pig over there is our ship's physician, Dr. Strangepaw.
Hello, elders. Hi, I'm Elder Chris Jensen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We have heard tales of your exploits from other space vessels.
Yes. Is it true that your church provides for eternal marriages?
Well, yes, ma'am, it is.
Eternal meaning in this life, in the next life, and forever and ever? Kind of like syndication?
Yeah.
Would the frog, I mean the groom, in question have to be a willing participant?
That's the way it's usually done.
All right, let's cut to the chase here. Does the Mormon Church recognize marriages between beings from different species?
Well, such as?
Pigs and frogs, you idiot! Don't you ever watch the show?
Well, I believe that you'd have to seek the counsel of your bishop. I don't think we're authorized to make such a decision here in the Feld.
I think we've reached the point in the sketch where I
Begin to assault our guest with karate chops.
Hi! No, wait. I think I can shed some light on the subject. Now, both you and the frog in question are made of flannel and have men's hands up your...
Elder Jensen!
No, what I mean is that you're both Muppets, and therefore not different species. I mean, I see no reason why you can't be sealed to one another.
Oh, Captain Hogthrob can marry people! You guys wait right here while I find my Kermie!
Will Elder Jensen get sent home for telling pigs and frogs that they can marry one another? Will Captain Link Hogthrob get sent home for marrying a pig and a frog? Will Kermit the Frog find a way to get our elders off the Muppet Show and back into normal space? Find the answers to these and far more exciting questions on the next tail-curling episode of Space Elders!
right, it's time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote which one of these 3 is the worst, which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. That will be decided at 9:20. So let's find out which candidate goes forward. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a highly coveted hearty handshake from Bill Allred.
Right here, ready to go anytime.
He's poised.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Darker, gayer, different. John Moody, an executive vice president and executive editor of Fox News, in a column sarcastically suggested that the United States Olympic Committee adopt the motto, darker, gayer, and different for the Olympics. Fox News has now removed that op-ed article from its website. He is one of their top executives. The piece drew criticism for mocking American Olympic officials who had emphasized the diversity of this year's team of athletes. The column suggested that the United States Olympic Committee adopt that new motto, darker, gayer, different. The piece, published on Wednesday and written by John Moody, caused an uproar on social media. Some of the network employees also expressed dismay that Fox News had allowed the article to be published on its website. John Moody's column does not reflect the views or values of Fox News and has been removed, the network said in a statement, even though he is a vice president and he posted it and he put it there. But it doesn't reflect our attitudes.
Sure it does.
Mr. Moody, who is a Time magazine alumnus, was one of the Fox News Network's earliest senior news managers and was very close to Roger Ailes. Mr. Moody's role at Fox has dwindled over the years. Despite his lofty title, he has really little oversight over day-to-day workings. He's been there a long time, and even though he's considered a vice president, he's just, he's got an office here. It's that kind of thing.
And he's talking about, there's some athletes that this is the first time that they've been publicly out.
Diversity,
and we do have lots of different colors of athletes, and
yeah, well, we maybe ought to just have a new motto for the Olympic Committee. Darker, gayer, and different. That's boner candidate number 1. It's boner candidate number 2. It's got radio folks involved in this one.
Oh, boy.
Listen, the Babe Bracket contest is just for fun. Come on.
Do we have our Babe Bracket up?
No.
No?
Originally published, let's see, Governor Asa Hutchinson appeared on a Little Rock morning show Friday, during which he commented on the morning show's annual ranking of local female broadcasters that will continue despite recent criticism. The Babe Bracket on 103.7 The Buzz drew national attention after a blog post by Austin Kellerman, news director at NBC, affiliate KARK-TV, and Fox affiliate KLR-TV, called for an end to the Babe Bracket contest. His statement was covered by publications including the Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and Slate. Mr. Kellerman argued the contest, which pits female journalists against each other in 4 rounds and gives listeners the opportunity to vote, is blatant objectification. Oh, how could he say that? On Friday's show, the governor, Asa Hutchinson, said, "Oh, come on, it's like y'all have some fun and everybody enjoys it. I mean, we've got to be careful not to be too politically correct. I think everybody knows the good spirit that this contest is in."
Everybody likes babes.
Said the old white man.
Yeah. And Hutchison also noted the female broadcaster's ability to fire back. Listen, I've also learned they can dish it out if they want to. They got a pretty big microphone themselves. He was asked about the bracket during a brief interview at the station broadcast from Make-A-Wish Radiothon in North Little Rock. But the show's hosts say we're going to keep doing it. From day one here, people said, "Why don't you sound like the Babe of the Day?" We've had people say that to us.
Yeah, we've had several people
Babe of the Day.
If you're a radio show.
Or have your listeners send in nice, bathing suit pictures of themselves and we'll post them and all that. No, we don't. I'm sorry, we don't do that. Boner candidate number 2, the Babe Bracket Contest, just for fun.
What about radio? You'll have to take radio the way it is.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Phew, it's really in your face.
All right, Boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Sorry, I'm voting in the Babe of the Day.
Oh, okay.
Brought to you by... Looking for a great deal on a used smartphone, but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple Repairs buys, sells, and trades in smartphones. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Well, let me do this story first, Gina, so maybe Dylan will put a picture up at x96.com /live, if it's the picture that I saw that went with it. Idris Elba and his girlfriend Sabrina Dower are engaged. 45-year-old actor popped the question on Saturday at Rio Cinema in London before a screening of his big directorial debut, Yardie. Oh, he directed it, huh? Another first, still 5 days to Valentine's Day, but Idris Elba went down on one knee, one bandy-legged. There he is.
Oh, yeah, he is a little bow-legged.
Yeah. And he kind of walks that way, too.
Like a cowboy?
If you go to, kind of. If you go to x96.com /live, I mean, it's not horrible.
Is he a horseman?
But he has kind of thin legs, and they're bowed out a little bit. And I've been watching a lot of the Luther. And when you see him, especially when you see him, there are a lot of shots of him walking away from the camera, but with his back to the camera, and he just has that kind of rolling gait. It's kind of interesting. But he's a lovely woman that he met on the set of that
Good for
movie.
them.
And they look good together, and I hope he's going to
go make
happy.
Beautiful babies.
I don't know. He's 45 though, Gina. He's got kind of old sperm. I don't. There might be problems there. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Utah has. We've had initiative and poll and everything one after another, which shows that Utahns in a majority, quite a substantial majority, 62% favor expanding Medicaid.
Well, it seems like we should just do that then.
Yeah.
And how many years has it been now?
So the people are saying that they want it.
Yeah.
Well, the people don't know what they want.
How many years has it been now that the legislature has been trying to figure out a way that I just don't get it. But I bring it up partially because there are all kinds of polls, or not polls, initiatives, ballot initiatives. And you're going to encounter somebody out on the street who's going to ask you to sign a petition. And this weekend, there were some women standing outside the liquor store up in the avenues. They said, will you sign this petition? One was for the marijuana initiative. One was for the school taxes. I don't remember what the other two were for. And I said, well, I think I might have signed one of them or a couple of them already. I know somebody up on the campus at the U I signed some a month or so ago. And I said, I don't want to. And she said, it doesn't matter. And it's the only reason I bring it up. So if you're worried if somebody approaches you with these petitions and you don't remember whether you signed the same one or not, it doesn't matter. They go through them. So she said, if you can sign all of these as many times as you want,
but they'll only count it once.
Yeah, they go through them and they make sure that there are no duplicates. So that's the only reason I brought it up. So
okay,
if you're going to do it, let's see. Oh, geez. Let's say something a little lighter than. How about the top 10? Netflix released the top 10 movies or shows that are most often binged.
Oh, okay.
So these are the shows that people have binged the most on.
Okay.
Net. And I guess they can tell just like any other.
Sure.
It's the hits. So number 10. I think this is in order of the least, was American Horror Story. Okay. Grey's Anatomy was number 9. 13 Reasons Why, number 8. Prison Break, number 7. Wasn't that a show where it was on Fox?
It's an older, yeah.
Yeah, but they never resolved it. They never.
I think they broke out.
Did they come back? I think maybe they did come back for a couple of episodes because people were upset that they didn't resolve
They came
it.
back for a whole season.
Did they?
Because of people wanted it.
Yeah.
And it was a whole season, and it went away.
Number 6, Narcos. Number 6 is House of Cards. Number 5, Narcos. Number 4, Stranger Things. Number 3, The Walking Dead. People binge episodes of that. Number 2, Orange is the New Black. And the number 1, which my son now is starting to watch and going, oh, I got to watch more. He's been binging Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Breaking Bad, which he's just watching the first season, and he's saying, oh, I can't believe it, this and that. And that. I said, oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
Are you spoiling it for him?
No. I just said, you haven't seen anything yet.
I bet you're spoiling it.
No, all I said was, oh, you think this first season a lot of, like when they put the body in the tub and to dissolve it and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's why he likes it.
Well, some of that kind of stuff. I said, but you really have not seen anything yet. There are way more to come on that show than you can possibly imagine. And let's see. I'm sort of disorganized here. Oh, Dan Rather has both Dan Rather and George W. Bush spoke about the abuse in the White House. George W. Bush a few days ago was quite pointed about these guys who are domestic abusers, like this latest one here.
2 people resigned last week.
And George W. Bush said, I just can't fathom this. I cannot fathom this. This should never, ever happen in the presidency.
And you have a president who's defending the abuser and saying he says he's innocent, and these poor people that have to deal with these allegations.
Well,
that's your president.
In any other White House, this would be a month-long scandal. But in this White House, it's Tuesday.
Dan Rather called President Trump's defense of Rob Porter, former White House staff secretary accused of domestic violence, a heat-seeking missile aimed at some of the president's biggest vulnerabilities. After Porter left his job Wednesday in the wake of media reports of domestic abuse, Trump praised his work in the White House and wished him a wonderful career. Trump emphasized that Porter insists he's innocent, and he indicated in a tweet that Porter may have been falsely accused. Well, Dan Rather wrote in a post that Trump's support of Mr. Porter, quote, reminds everyone that Trump, too, has been credibly accused of assault by multiple women. 21 women have accused him of sexual misconduct.
They're all lying.
And Rather pointed out that, like Porter, there are several people in the White House still lacking security clearances. We talked about that earlier, including Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law.
Yep.
Trump's incredible cocoon of privilege and ego blinds him to the sheer horror of his statements in defense of Mr. Porter, Rather said. It's absolutely true and baffling to me. Absolutely, completely baffling to me how this continues. It is.
I know.
There's something every day.
I don't understand how
and
it
nobody
continues.
cares.
Well,
I'm convinced it doesn't matter. I don't know that
care,
but I can't think of what's going to happen that will finally make some Republicans stand up and go, okay, I can't do this anymore.
It is starting
There's
to
been
happen
one or
more and
two,
more.
but until the election and some more Democrats are put in, they just don't have the numbers to get anything done.
It's happening more and more with the with the Republicans, and that is the only way that it'll ever end, is if enough of them stand up and say, that's it, we can't do it.
But he'll sign anything you put in front of him, so they like that.
And just to mention it quickly, there was a funeral for John Huntsman Sr. Over the weekend, and it was a hugely attended event in the Huntsman Center, and a great ceremony. There were a lot of tears shed too, but there were a lot of really fond memories and nice and just great things said about him. And I really liked Paul Huntsman, who's the editor of the Salt Lake Tribune, who he simply said, "I lost my best friend." And that's a really great thing to think about your dad. If you could say that your dad was also your best friend, that's an incredible thing. Right, Dylan?
You were waiting for him to run in here, weren't you?
I just want him to make a note to himself.
Write that down.
That if I die, he should at the funeral. My dad was my best friend.
So you don't want to actually have that relationship where you're his best friend. You just want him to say
in public,
at your funeral.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. So if I die and have a funeral.
And just a tip, Dylan, say that at the funeral. Don't say it on a first date. Okay?
No.
Because that's not,
All right, that's it.
Why don't you guys go play a game of catch after the show, Bill?
Listen,
what fathers and sons do.
Last time we tried to play catch, he hit me in the head with a baseball because he throws like a girl. So,
What's that mean? He throws like a girl.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Yeah, I tried that.
Little boy blue in the.
Oh
No. Daddy, won't you tell me then?
I'll be like you, Dad.
Sports weather traffic.
Yeah, there's a Korean hamburger named the Flying Tomato.
Huh?
Named after Shaun White, the Flying.
Shaun White, isn't he like 55 now?
Yeah, and he's still, doing well at the Olympics.
Okay.
That's the Olympics. We are going to check in with Amy Donaldson next hour.
You're not going to do the story about the figure skaters, the woman, her top coming off?
No, I didn't see that one.
I saw that.
Yeah. She was not completely exposed, but she had to hold her arms up in the air so that it wouldn't just flop open.
It was poor construction. The strap in the back came undone.
Yeah.
She had to do a Janet Jackson covering and finish. Or
it didn't have to go that far.
No. Your weather brought to you in part by climate change. There's a chance of some showers today, not much, and if it happens, it sure ain't going to be snow. 50 for a high. Traffic, let's see. We've got crash southbound I-15 at 123rd South in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 314. That's Main Street, North Salt Lake, off to the right shoulder. That's about all that's going on. Brought to you by Booze Teak, 315 East Broadway in downtown Salt Lake, featuring accessories for wine and cocktails like corkscrews, cocktail shakers, copper mugs, locally made cocktail bitters from Beehive Bitters Company, fun gifts, and more accessories for your home bar, Booze Teak.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Phew, it really is in your face. Despite concerns that it might allow immodest behavior, a bill advanced on a close vote Thursday in the Utah legislature to make it crystal clear that breastfeeding is legal in public places.
Of course.
The House Business and Labor Committee voted 6-5 and sent the bill to the full House. I don't feel that we should ever relegate a woman to a restroom to breastfeed her child, said Representative Justin Fawson of North Ogden, sponsor of the bill. But he and others said some businesses now ask women to go to the restroom to breastfeed.
The gross, dirty restroom.
It is an issue here in Utah. Women are asked to move or cover up or leave the establishment while breastfeeding, said Stephanie Pitcher with the Utah Women's Coalition. We are only one of 2 states that doesn't protect breastfeeding in business establishments. But some worried that this bill is a license to immodesty. It says, quote, a woman may breastfeed in any place of public accommodation, irrespective of whether the woman's breast is uncovered during or incidental to the breastfeeding. Well, this seems to say that you don't have to cover up at all, said Representative Kurt Webb of Logan. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just not. It's really in your face.
This is not a problem.
Well, you know what George Carlin said about women breastfeeding in public? The only thing he had against it was the baby's head got in the way too often.
Sit down, Kurt. Have a popsicle.
I mean, really?
This is not a sexual thing. You're feeding a baby.
It is really in your face.
It's not in your face. It's in the baby's face.
Exactly.
Your face should be nowhere near that.
Exactly. The baby, it is in the baby's face.
And believe you me, that mother doesn't want your face anywhere near her.
Listen, when I have seen women breastfeeding in public, I don't stare. I don't go, oh, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Or, ooh, look at that. That's real. I glance over and I go, oh, well, that's a private moment. And I look elsewhere. I look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Let's see. We had boner candidate number 1, darker, gayer, and different. That's a Fox News column by one of its vice presidents mocking Olympic team diversity, particularly the American Olympic team. And he suggested that that's what they should change their motto to: darker, gayer, different. Boner candidate number 2, the Babe Bracket contest is just for fun. The governor of Arkansas himself defending the Babe Bracket of female broadcasters done on a morning radio show in Little Rock. He says, oh, come on, the contest it's just in good spirit. That's all it is. And Boner candidate number 3, whew, it really is in your face.
All right. You've got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 Boner candidates deserves to win this round and go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of being Boner of the Day. It'll go up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight is at 9:20. So let's decide who is the winner of round 2. 1, 2, or 3, the candidate number. Remember it. Put it in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can also call 877-602-9696 and take your votes via voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says February 12 Boner Voting, or whatever it says on there, and vote there. You've only got 4 minutes. Let's go.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wing.
Well, thanks, Ben. Today's word is krenz. Spell it with me now. K-R-E-N-Z, krenz. And now we'll use it in some dialogue starring as LeVar and LeGrand, our 2 lovable Utah boys. Let's join them now as they eat burgers and watch kids playing at the McDonald's Playland. Again, the word is krenz.
Woo-hoo! Sure is fun to watch them little ones in the ball crawl, ain't it, LeVar?
Sure is. Makes me wish I was a little tyke once again. We didn't have no ball crawls when I was a spud.
Oh, I know. Best we could do was use the rolled-up socks from our sock drawer. Used to throw 'em in a kiddie pool and then crawl around in 'em.
I remember.
How's your burger?
Well, pretty good. How about your chicken noogies?
Oh, tasty. Pretty smart way you figured out we could get these Happy Meals.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like us adults to order them for ourselves.
Damn betcha. Just tell them that your kids have gone over to the Playland and you're ordering up for them. You know, them high school kids that work behind the counter don't give no rat's butt about it anyhow. They just serve them up.
You know, I think this is the best deal, too, because the Happy Meals always got surprise in them. A couple of months ago, I got a Catwoman core in mine.
Yeah, I was trying to collect all them Jurassic Park Happy Meal stuff. I didn't get the sick Triceratops, and I missed the Alan Grant figurine, too. That was when I was in court on that DUI.
I told you to quit drinking. Oh, hey, looky here in my Happy Meal. It's a McDonald's Land coloring book devoted to the adventures of Mayor McCheese. Ooh, boy, this coloring book even comes with a little box of crayons.
Oh, this is a box of crayons? I thought these was candies. Crap, I've been eating crayons. You know what, they ain't too bad. Hey, can I die from eating these crayons?
Well, in USA Today, there was a story the other day about how some crayons made in China is full of lead or some kind of radioactive material. I don't remember which. But if it's lead, I know that can cause brain damage.
Well, I hope there ain't no lead in these crayons. I hope they got some radioactive stuff in them instead. Then maybe I won't have to have this tumor operated on. Hey, you gonna eat your crayons?
Help yourself.
Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, let's award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting was brought to you in part by more vegetable soup.
You just had more. You didn't.
I did.
Something else.
Now, no, I had more vegetable soup. The family had bread.
You had no bread?
No, I had no bread. They had nice homemade bread with it, but I had.
You should have had some bread.
Well, I know.
I mean, it was just soup. Come on.
Soak it up.
It was good, though. Good vegetables.
And you could win $1,000. You have until 5 o'clock today to make a film and get it down here. Or finish it up if you've been working on it. It's the Radio from Hell Film Festival. Just make sure it's under 5 minutes long, has an American flag in it, and use the phrase "in your area," and you could win $1,000. For complete rules and entry deadlines, go to x96.com.
So, boner candidate number 1, darker, gayer, different. That's what the Fox News vice president wrote in an editorial that they put on the Fox News website, that's what the American Olympic Committee should use as their slogan. It's just this diversity's gotten out of hand. And then boner candidate number 2, the Babe Bracket Contest is just for fun, and it's fine. Really, it's fine. That's the governor of Arkansas just lending his support to a morning show's Babe Bracket Contest. It's the female broadcasters. Did you really go look at it?
Yeah.
No. How they doing? Are they almost done?
Well, it's Babe of the Day, so there's just one a day there.
Ah, okay.
And people vote who's the hottest female broadcaster. And then boner candidate number 3, boy, it really is in your face. Now Utah legislature, they're doing the right thing here by making sure that women can breastfeed in public. They've tweaked the law, to make it clear that a business can't say to a woman, you have to leave or go into another room to do that. You can't do that here in our business establishment. Yes, you can. It's legal. But there are some legislators, including what was his name? Anyway. He said, I don't know, this is a little over the top. It's really in your face, is how he put it. That was Representative Kurt Webb of Logan. Let's see, no prize on this one? Okay.
No. Well, your hearty handshake, of
hearty
course.
handshake. So don't put no prize on this. That's a prize. And the winner's boner candidate number 3, it really is in your face.
All right, there's your... Guess what? You get a choice between 2 boners today that are both the Utah legislature.
That's right.
So that's your boner fight. That'll happen at 9:20 when we do boner fights.
Maybe I should have put them both in the same bracket.
No, this is good. I like it.
Put them in the Babe bracket.
I separated them intentionally, but now that I think about it.
No, you did.
All right.
I think that's good they go up against each other.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Geek News on the Radio, Carrie?
Sure.
Brought to you by Cabin Fever. Love is in the air at Cabin Fever, located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East. From lava lamps to rubber duckies, it's Cabin Fever, so much more than a Valentine's Day card store.
All right. Brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. Name of the episode is White Mystery. Ooh. All right, so that's... Now, I always have a little... because I know you don't work at work. You just mess around on your computer all day at work.
Carrie, give me things to look at work on my computer.
First one I'm going to send you both to.
Okay.
DelosDestinations.com.
Okay.
DELOS Destinations.com.
All right.
During the Super Bowl, we had that teaser trailer for Season 2 of Westworld. And a very sharp eye found there was a website hidden in there. DelosDestinations.com. The site lauds the luxury resort redefined and reveals a slideshow depicting 6 parks that exist or are currently in development. This matches a major hint that we got at the end of Season 1.
Oh, that there's more than one park.
When Maeve gave the location for her in-world daughter located in Park 1, Sector 15, Zone 3. As of now, Westworld is the only theme park that actually works on the website, and technically it's not 100% post-season finale. But we also see what's potentially first shots of a Japanese-inspired park, if you search the site, known as currently S-World, which could mean Samurai World, Shogun World, or something similar. The first image is a look over a cityscape seen above while the other down below, which fades in and out on the website with a weird glitchy visual, hints at some beautiful nature scenery. Now, whether these are stills from the upcoming season or stock footage, we don't know.
They want you to actually log in and register.
Yeah, and then
but you can click on about and
you can do a lot of it. But if you want to log in, I'm sure they'll just send you updates to get you ready for the show. Now, the show creators have hinted that medieval world and Roman world, which were depicted in the original movie from '73, or at least versions of them, would be coming in the future, which leaves the door open for Future World, which was a sequel back in '76. But in any case, the website says reservations closed to the public currently because I think everyone there is about to die. There's also an in-depth look of a brand new character, Delos founder James Delos, who, if you see the red band version of the trailer, is getting tortured and bloodied.
Because I don't remember him being in the first season.
I don't think he was. But that show returns April 22nd. And so if you're a fan of Westworld, that's just a little something you can play with there.
Okay.
A little something to kill some time with. And if you're a Jurassic World fan, go to dinosaurprojectgroup.com.
Dinosaur.
And it is a tie-in website. It reveals Bryce Dallas Howard's former Jurassic World ops manager, Claire, has started a nonprofit called the Dinosaur Protection Group, dedicated to establishing and protecting the rights of all living dinosaurs. So Orrin
Dinosaurs have rights?
Orrin Hatch would be in there. And there's like blog posts and ads and things like that. So if you know, it's a little something to kill some time today if you're bored. All right. This Disney app that we have talked about that is coming down the road. It's where soon you will be about the only place you're going to be able to get a lot of your Disney content. We have learned that, and this was from Bob Iger himself. He was on a phone call to investors talking about this stuff. And we do know that there will be no R-rated content.
But Disney has R-rated.
That will be sent to the other big thing that they own, Hulu. So all your Disney-owned R-rated content will be sent to Hulu, but all the other stuff will be on your Disney app.
All right.
As a parent, I appreciate knowing if I send my kids to Disney, whatever it's called, then that's what they'll get there.
As a parent, I appreciate being able to tell my kids, why don't you watch Hulu?
Here are some other things that we found out about the app. There will be original programming made for it. He has said that Marvel Netflix series won't be there because Netflix owns those, but they will be developing a Marvel series for the app. Here are some other things that you'll be getting. Don Quixote. From a Billy Ray script, you'll get a movie, Don Quixote. You'll get a Lady and the Tramp live action, apparently.
Okay.
The Paper Magician, Stargirl. In post-production and bound for the streaming service is, let's see, we got priority projects include Three Men and a Baby.
What?
Yeah.
Like a series?
Like a rebooting of it. A Sword in the Stone live action.
Okay.
Something called Timmy Failure.
Timmy Failure.
And you're going to get a live action Star Wars show, maybe more than one. And they're putting High School Musical the series, an animated Monsters Inc. TV series. So they're going to throw everything at this to make you pony up.
CBS has not done that with their app.
No.
But people will, even if they had none of the new stuff, if people can only get Disney stuff there, they'll get it just for the old stuff.
So there's that. All right. You remember V?
Yes, V for Vendetta.
No.
Oh, V, the lizard people.
The Visitors.
Yeah.
The lizard people.
Yeah.
It was back in the 80s. It was a mini-series.
And then they brought it back.
And then they brought it back briefly in 1983 for a season and a half or something like that.
And then they do one here just in the 2000s?
No, that was in 83. Oh, no, wait a second. Okay, so in 83 was V, the Final Battle. That's right. And then they brought it back in 2009.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Morris Chestnut, Miranda Baccarat.
I watched one of them and went, this sucks.
Desilu Studios has now announced that a new big-budget film version will be written and directed by the original's creator, Kenneth Johnson. He said, we're delighted to team up with Desilu to bring the timeless and timely story of resistance against tyranny to the 21st century. He also said, V will be the first of a cinematic trilogy, which will tell the full epic tale in the manner I have always envisioned.
There are no new ideas.
I just wonder what Desi Arnaz would say about all of this.
Babaloo.
This untitled Joker origin movie that's been kicking around, Todd Phillips is doing. He has been talking to Joaquin Phoenix to play the Joker.
I can see that.
Okay.
I mean, you want an actor in there.
I can see that.
know.
Yeah.
And he's crazy.
I don't care for him too much.
He has not signed the papers, but he is in there.
Yeah.
And finally, this good news for our attorney, Ed Brass.
Uh-oh. Is there a Conan movie?
Better. Conan the Barbarian, the TV series. So you can get a weekly
dose
of Conan.
Have they cast it or?
No, it's just in development right now, but the executive producer of Fargo and The Handmaid's Tale is behind it. So, might be interesting, Ed. All right. There you go. Last check of traffic, Gina?
Yeah, we've got a crash southbound Mountain View corridor at the Old Bingham Highway, and it's pretty bad because it's got the two left lanes closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at 123rd South in Salt Lake. And crash southbound I-15 at Main Street, North Salt Lake, off to the right shoulder. Looks like that's traffic.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see, do we have... Amy is going to be calling from South Korea here very soon.
Talk about how windy it is at the Olympics.
Yes, and we have boner fights coming up, so stand by for that. First, though, Gina, Black Velvet Boutique.
Well, it's Valentine's Day, and maybe you want to buy something for your partner, or maybe it's just you this Valentine's Day. That's okay. If you're going solo this Valentine's Day, treat yourself to something special from Black Velvet Boutique. Learning what you like is the greatest present you can give yourself. Don't forget, all that learning is good for you. And then if you have a partner, or if you get a partner down the road, you'll already know what you like. And then find out what your partner likes and enjoy the best parts of being an adult with intimate bedroom toys and lingerie from Black Velvet Boutique. Go check them out and pick up something for Valentine's Day. X96 listeners get 20% off. Black Velvet Boutique is locally owned and operated. That's 20% off the adult toys. Open 7 days a week, 293 South State Street in Clearfield. They have a website, too, you can go check out. Go to blackvelvetboutique.com.
Research from the University of British Columbia suggests that air pollution is the fourth leading cause of death globally, and the air we breathe in Utah is some of the worst in the world. That's why Broadway Media is presenting a special one-hour broadcast across all 7 of our local Utah radio stations. This special broadcast will be Friday, February 16th at 9 a.m. and is presented commercial-free by Rocky Mountain Power. Find out more about the air we breathe and how you can become an air hero at
I thought we could do this for an X-Poll sometime, but I'll bring it up now just since we're talking about it. Festus came home last night. He's like, Mom, this is an exciting day.
Mom.
I said, what? He's like, Mom. I got my first rider. Rider is...
That's a backstage conditions.
What things you want backstage, like...
No brown M&Ms!
Yeah, like Mariah Carey has to have, peach-colored roses in her room. And I said, so what did you ask for? And he said, Red Bull. I said, that's it? That's all you asked for?
I told you can't have Red Bull.
I said, you don't even drink Red Bull. He's like, well, I didn't know what to ask for. I'm like, you can ask for... He thought that's what you're supposed to ask for.
Gina, that's what he told you he asked for. What he asked for was, I'd like an e-cigarette, some e-cigarettes, and some weed, and a lot of vodka.
But I thought it'd be a fun X-Poll sometime to do. What would you put in your rider? What would
my backstage rider?
Yeah, like I have to have all white towels with scented rose water. I mean, those are the kind of things people ask for. Why what?
Why would you put all white towels with scented rose water?
Those are the kind of things people ask for.
Yeah, but why?
Because
you can.
I wouldn't.
Of course you would.
I would put I don't think I would just say I would like it to be clean and orderly, and maybe a fruit tray.
But maybe we do that for an X poll, see what people would want for their backstage.
The guy who has to have it stapled precisely in the top left corner on an angle and not flat would really think that he would just want things in an orderly way?
Richie, are the pages ever stapled correctly? No. And when was the last time I ever said anything about it?
Okay.
When was the last time I ever said anything about how they were stapled?
No, but here's the point.
I once commented...
You like things a certain way.
Well,
so
sure.
if you have a writer, you would say, I like things stapled this way. And you'd spell it all out.
So entertain it. Have fun with
Because when he's doing the news live on stage, he will need it prepared backstage for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be done a certain way.
I give up. I would not do it. I've given up on that sort of thing. I agree. I've given up on that sort of thing because I know that the people who work behind the scenes are mostly clods. Take that how you will.
Scott. Spell it with me now. S-C-O-T-T. And now we'll use it in some dialogue with our two Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. LeGrand has been invited over to LeVar's trailer house for lunch. Again, the word is Scott. Come on in, LeGrand. Door's open, and our delicious repast is about to begin. I hope you brought some drinks for us.
Oh, I did indeed, LeVar. I bought the whole 6-pack of caffeine-free Diet Sam's Choice Cola from the Walmart. Didn't have no way of chilling it, though. Hope you have smice.
Well, fridge's been busted for a few months now. I've learned to appreciate my cola beverages at room temperature.
Well, that's just fine with me, too. I'm always sneaking a cola from down in the food storage room so as Midge won't know I got a bit of an addiction. You see, we keep the caffeinated stuff in the food storage on the theory that in the event of a nuclear catastrophe, we'll need to stay awake so's we can keep the neighbors from busting in, and so's we'll have plenty of energy to be fruitful and repopulate our wasted planet. You know what I mean. So what's for lunch?
Beef stew. I helped can it myself. It's Deseret brand beef stew. Because I helped can it, I got a free case from the Bishop's Storehouse.
Ooh, I love the sound of canned stew boiling up on the range. Smells pretty good, too.
That's because Scott All Natural Garden and Beef Ingredients. Look here at that list of nutritious stuff that comes in this one can. Scott carrots, peas, taters, onions, chunks of beef, and some beef byproducts.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, but looky here.
What?
This Deseret brand beef stew's got 23 grams of fat per serving. This stew's got more fat in it than 9 strips of bacon, LeVar.
Bacon, that sounds good. Let's fry up some strips of bacon to go with our stew. You know, bacon's got an essential ingredient in it that you can only get from a few foods, you know. Foods like bologna and hot dogs and some canned hams.
Bacon's got something in it that your body needs? What?
Nitrite. It's got nitrite in it. The body needs nitrite to preserve the internal organs.
Well, fry some up then.
Okay.
Hey, you got a raw hot dog or some bologna I can nibble on to tide me over till the stew's on? My big ones is eating my little ones. I'm so hungry.
Hey, well, let's pop open a couple of them diet sodas for a toast, LeGrand. To life.
To life.
If we keep eating like this, we're going to live forever.
Nice quick little run to the bathroom.
I did.
All right. And on the phone from Korea.
South Korea, yes.
Amy Donaldson's.
Hi, Amy.
Hello, how are ya?
Now, you just got off a bus from doing what?
I was out watching ski jumping and had to ride a shuttle bus back to my hotel. I just barely walked in.
So how long is the bus ride? How far away are you?
I'm about 45 minutes from Main Press Center, and then I have to take a 10-minute shuttle up to the ski jumping site.
That's really kind of a difficulty I remember about the Olympics is a lot of times the venues are spread out and you have to travel and shuttle, and it gets kind of old after a while, doesn't it?
I've been here 6 days, and I never want to ride a bus again.
Oh, Amy.
Now I want to know about the weather. It's crazy windy, right?
Oh, it's so windy, and and in fact, I don't know if it's because it's actually a cold winter games because I've been spoiled. You know, Vancouver and Sochi especially Sochi. You know, I went jogging in shorts and a t-shirt in Sochi, so I don't know. I think, am I too old? Is it really this cold? Or I don't know. It's very cold, and the wind is just relentless.
Well, Asian coldness is a lot colder than Western coldness. I don't know why that is, but it's a proven fact.
Well, it is humid. I think it's because it's the peninsula. There is a humidity factor.
It could be
definitely a humidity.
The humidity factors in. Now, you said that was something about the women snowboarding. What was it you were saying?
Well, there was some controversy today about whether or not the judges should have canceled it because it was postponed. They actually canceled their first 2 qualification rounds yesterday because of wind. Alpine canceled their events yesterday and today because of wind. And they did not cancel. They delayed it by about an hour and a half. And of the 50 runs by 25 competitors, 8 of them landed without falling.
Whoa, not good.
So,
that sounds dangerous.
It was rough.
Yeah,
and I think the unfortunate thing is that women's snowboarding in the last 4 years has gotten very competitive. It's very fun to watch. The women do really difficult tricks, and a lot of people were really looking forward to seeing women showcase what they can do on a ski slope. And it was unfortunate that the scores were pretty moderate, and the tricks were not very hard because people were scared.
Now, talk a little bit about the Army of Beauty, if you will, North Korea's Army of Beauty. Tell people what that is and what it's like.
It is a super creepy thing, actually.
Creepy?
It's weird.
Yeah. The Army of Beauties is a bunch of women from North Korea who all dress the same, they move in synchronicity. They're like a drill team. Imagine a drill team going to every sporting event, and and just never coming out of character.
Yeah.
You know, most of their costumes are all almost completely red, and they sing. They have a weird kind of. If you've been in the Small World ride at Disneyland, it's as if those dolls all dressed up the same and started singing to you and chanting
or remember
and cheering.
Remember the song from Mothra too. From Mothra, it's kind of like that.
It's
kind of creepy.
Apparently, some of the media is actually kind of smitten with them, and you know, and then other media is calling them out for it and saying, "Don't fall into that propaganda trap."
Yeah,
and I don't know.
No, I'm reading you know, U.S. media, and they're just they're taken by the cheerleaders, and they're also taken by Lil' Kim's sister. And they say, oh, it's just they're the stars of the show. Well, let's not forget that their regime kills people on the regs. Okay, let's not forget
but
this.
The Army of Beauty doesn't do that.
No,
but the Army of Beauties is supposed to, like, you know, lull you into this, you know, like, look, we're good people. We're just here to have a good time. And I think the sister is sort of similar, but I don't know. Have you guys watched any clips? She doesn't look like the friendliest person.
No.
I just was like, I don't understand this. Like, oh, she's just the new charming. They're comparing her to Ivanka Trump, and I was like,
the media is taken with her, and they need to talk to some locals about that, because the locals will say, no, that regime killed my brother. They'll give you stories, you know.
So talk a little bit about tell me about Shaun White. I was sort of surprised that he's still there, because isn't he like about 55 years old now?
He's you're younger than me. He's 48. No, just kidding. He's actually 35, I think.
But still, that's pretty old among the snowboarders.
No, he's not 35. That's Shawnee Davis. It's 35.
Okay.
But he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his fourth game. Yeah. So.
And has he done anything yet? They haven't done anything yet, have they?
Yeah. No, he doesn't have. His is, I believe, on Valentine's Day. His competition.
Okay.
He's 31.
He might have qualified.
Does he still call himself
31.
the Flying Tomato?
He does indeed, and there's a sandwich here that you can buy called the Flying Tomato.
It's a tomato sandwich, but it has hair in it.
Have you been eating some good Korean food while you're there?
I have not. I have struck out repeatedly, and I don't understand the use of fish in just about everything.
Well, it's a country surrounded by water.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, but Bill, there's a difference. I love fish. If it was fish that someone had baked, or if everything's boiled, why do you boil it?
Well,
they like their soups.
I don't know.
Anyway,
you're just not fond of the Korean food so far. Huh?
Go find a barbecue place, and you'll be fine.
Just ask what kind of meat it is.
Huh?
But in the media sections, not so much. Yeah, whatever they're feeding us, like you can get fake spaghetti. There's a rice noodle with leftover fish that they poured some hot sauce on.
Yeah, that sounds
good. And then a stick of fish where the fish has been pressed into squares. Did you guys have that?
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
No, Amy's starving.
Amy is starving.
Somebody send Amy food.
Well, I worry that your husband is starving as well while you're gone, but anyway.
Yeah, I hear he might have gone back to his ways of having takeout food.
I think he might.
He ran out before I got a chance to ask him how he's doing. So
anyway, go get some sleep and dream of the Army of Beauty.
All right,
I'm gonna go try out.
Go to sleep.
Guys.
Bye.
Go to sleep, because it's like 1:15 in the morning there.
The Army of Beauty.
All right, we got Boner Fight coming up. Before that, a reasonable amount of news.
Well, all right.
So stand by for that. First, going to tell you about ProFlowers. Valentine's Day is Wednesday. Yeah, 2 days from now. And you haven't done anything.
Well, how do you know?
I know you.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
Valentine's Day bouquet from ProFlowers. Perfect way to make a big impression. Choose the classic red from the Rose collection. That's usually what I get. Or try something new. They have a huge assortment of unique bouquets and plants. They do plants as well. So maybe the person that you're giving to is a little more practical than just roses. They like a plant. Guaranteed to be delivered fresh and stay fresh for 7 days. It's been my experience when I get them, I can keep them for about a month. If you just follow the directions that they give you and the plant food that they give you, Do like they say, and it'll last for a while. You can choose a delivery date, and it's guaranteed. And right now, our listeners can send any bouquet to your Valentine and save 20% off any purchase of $29 or more. So hurry and order today. Valentine's Day is in 2 days. To get 20% off your purchase of $29 or more, go to proflowers.com today and use the code X96 in the special codes box at checkout. That's proflowers.com and the code X96.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
Senior. Spell it with me now. S-E-N-I-O-R. Senior. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our 2 Utah friends, Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. and his trailer-dwelling pal, LeVar. Imagine, if you will, LeVar and LeGrand enjoying a lazy Saturday afternoon of TV watching in LeVar's trailer home at the Restful View Mobile Home Park. Again, the word is senior. Yeah, sure is fun sitting around on a lazy day watching reruns ahead of the class with you, LeGrand. Glad you could come over.
Well, I had to get out of the house. I mean, for heck's sakes, Midge had a list of honey-dos for me as long as that hair on her mother's chin. I snuck out before she could put me to work.
You don't mind if I drink me some beer while Head to the Class is on, do you, LeGrand?
I've long ago given up trying to change your sinful ways, LeVar. You know I think that drinking beer is wrong, but I'm not going to say anything more about it.
Hey, what happened to the rest of the beer in this can I was working on? I know I didn't finish it.
I don't know. You must have drunk it. I'll get you another can of beer from the Frigidaire.
Head of the Class. This is a really funny show. Reminds me of our school days, LeGrand.
Oh.
You remember me out in the parking lot and you over to the seminary building? We had some choice times, didn't we?
Sure did. I'm proud to say I got my high school diploma and my seminary diploma. I don't believe you managed either one, did you?
Never mind. Boy, that redhead on Head of the Class sure reminds me of my old high school sweetheart. Hey, you remember Franny Hayes? God, I sure loved her.
I seen your old flame a couple of days ago, by the way. I seen your Franny Hayes at the Quick Stop. What happened between you two?
I dumped her. She got pregnant, so I dumped her. Got pregnant right here in this here trailer. How's she doing? She's probably got like 20 kids and not a pot to piss in, right?
Married a rich guy. She was driving a fancy Lexi or a Affinity or something like that, covered in diamonds. She looked good.
I don't care. I don't care for her no more.
Oh, come on, LeVar. You care. I seen your face fall when I told you. I seen your emotions fly to the surface.
Shut up and pass me another beer.
We can do this in 50 minutes.
Hey, you know what? This Alpo don't taste half bad when it's fried up like this.
Let me see.
From Hell on X96.
All right, coming up, we got Boner Fight. Stand by for that. Decide who Boner of the Day is. But before that, a reasonable amount of news.
Brought to you by the X96 Movie Club. Love movies? How about free movies? X96 has all of the movie hookups. In the X96 Movie Club, you can win your way into pre-screenings, see movies before anyone else, win tickets to new releases, and Blu-rays, movie soundtracks, all of that through the X96 Movie Club. You just need to text the word movie, M-O-V-I-E, to 33986.
Well, as a publicity stunt, really, SpaceX propelled a red Tesla driven by a dummy in a spacesuit named Starman with the words "Don't Panic" written on the control panel into space using the Falcon Heavy rocket.
There it is.
That's an actual picture, I think, of it in space.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty amazing. And there's also a plaque on it or something that says this was made on Earth by humans.
I just think that's an excellent seatbelt there because this is a convertible car and he's staying put.
The car is now in permanent advertisement on the NASA Horizons Directory of Solar System Bodies. Want to see for yourself? Eric Houses over at GRIST reported that you can just head over to the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, click Change next to the target body, type in SpaceX, hit Enter, click Generate Ephemeris, and you'll find both the details about the Roadster as well as all of the elements that are there about it. Pretty amazing. And then there was Elon Musk himself, who was there watching the launch, and his quotes are, well, you can't, as the rocket lifted off, you can't, without censoring it, you can't play what he was saying. It's an interesting guy. You know, this is effing amazing. You know what I mean? He was just,
well,
he's right.
He's right.
Right to be happy. Yeah, you know, he can do just about anything except sell one of his cars in Utah. That's about.
We're working on it.
He can't do.
I don't think they're working on it.
I don't think they're working on it.
They are talking about it. But I got an email from our friend who works at SpaceX. His name is Axel, and he says, "I listened to your show. Thank you for the kind SpaceX love. I'm the only listener who works here, as far as I know, who works at SpaceX. Next up, later this year, we're sending humans to the space station. And there are some other surprises. Boeing and SpaceX are in a bit of a race to be the first U.S. entity to launch people since the shuttle. I'm a master scheduler here. That's what I do. I set up the production system so that everyone knows what parts are needed and by when. I was on the Falcon side for my first 5 years, and now I'm working on the Dragon capsule."
Ooh.
I think that's the one I guess that's the one that's going to send people. And he says, "Thanks again for the support. Go SpaceX." He's been a friend of the program for 20 years, and he's an Ogden native. I applaud him for that. Marlon Brando's son says, Get away. What are you talking about? My dad did not bang Richard Pryor."
My favorite meme about this was Christopher Reeve, and he's flying with Richard Pryor under his arm, and I can't remember which Superman movie that was.
The bad one.
But he looks, underneath it said, "Hey, I knew your dad." Because it's Marlon Brando is.
Oh, it's his dad.
It's it was very funny.
I don't know why I didn't make that connection. Because I saw it and I went,
Well, that's where they met.
Now it's funny, right?
It's funny, yeah.
Marlon's oldest living son, Miko Brando, says, "The Marlon Brando family has heard the recent comments by Quincy Jones, and we are disappointed that anyone would make such a wrongful comment about either Marlon Brando or Richard Pryor. That's in sharp conflict with what Richard Pryor's widow, Jennifer, said. She said that the Brando-Pryor hookup did go down and that Richard Pryor was fine with it. I don't know why Miko's upset about it one way or the other. I mean,
just let it be.
So what? It's
they're both dead.
It's Quincy Jones babbling on about it. Let him do it.
But Mrs. Pryor confirmed it.
Yeah. Jared Fogle, remember him?
Yeah.
The former Subway pitchman who, until it was revealed he was a pedophile, wants the judge in his porn case to be removed because the judge is a mother of teenage girls. So he can't possibly...
There's a bias there?
He's using the Donald Trump defense.
The disgraced Sandwich spokesman has repeatedly tried to appeal his 15-year sentence from Judge Tanya Walcott Pratt, but keeps getting shot down. Now Fogel's filed papers arguing that Judge Pratt is biased against him because his case involves a teenaged prostitute and illicit photos of teenage girls, and that the mother of two should be recused. She's got kids. So who I could have possibly...
No.
She can't be... Mr. Rogers is getting his own stamp. Isn't that nice?
Oh, okay.
You're moving on?
You changed really rapidly.
I know.
There. That was part of the same story.
I know. I decided I'd better move on before I got myself in trouble. I was going to say something else, and so I just want Mr. Rogers.
Yes, Mr. Rogers.
Getting his own U.S. postage
It's
stamp.
about time.
Deserves it.
It's a beautiful day in the postal
There it
neighborhood.
King Friday.
King Friday on the stamp as well.
King Friday is there.
That's right. I would have gone with Henrietta Pussycat
Meow, 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 meow.
or Bob Dog, but
Meow, meow, meow. Lick the backside of the stamp. Meow.
Bob Dog.
Bob Dog. Remember Bob
Yes.
Dog? I like
Mr. McFeely.
And wasn't there a troll for a while?
There was.
Yes, it was like Bill the Troll. Or,
Yeah.
Which was Bob Dog, just in a different
Just in a different
costume.
costume. But Gina's right. Mr. McFeely should be on there. He was the post office delivery guy,
That's right.
speedy delivery. He would bring the mail to Mr. Rogers every week.
Yeah. Well, anyway, King Friday is on the
All
stamp.
right. Well, all right.
All right, that's it.
That's it?
You want me to do some more?
No, you're fine.
I can do some more if you want.
No, you're fine. Weather.
I wanted to talk about the Barack Obama, Michelle Obama paintings.
They have been unveiled.
They're the Smithsonian paintings.
Yeah.
Well, so the Michelle one is beautiful.
It's all right. Doesn't look like her.
But the Barack Obama one
looks like him.
He's sitting in a chair, and it looks like he's in a bush.
It's weed, Gina. It's weed. It's not a bush. That's
so
weed.
Is this a painting of Barry Obama? Is that?
Yeah, it's Barry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're fine. They're kind of modern.
Yeah.
I wish the one, although apparently he thanked the artist for making her look so hot. He said she looks hot in hers.
I like it.
But I don't know. It doesn't look like her though, does it?
Sure, it does.
Nah. No, it's all kind of faded looking, and I don't know. I don't like
Art
it.
critic Bill Allred.
Well, all right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Here we go. The winner from round one going up against the winner from round two. Both of these are concerning the Utah State Legislature. So boner candidate number one, the legislature has been put on high alert by Niederhauser because he's afraid that so there was one representative or legislator at the Little America Hotel, Senator Evan Vickers from Cedar City, and he was just getting ready to leave, go to a jazz game, when somebody knocked on the door. He opens the door, and it's a young woman who says, "I'm your date for the evening." He said, No, you're not. I don't know you. Yes, I am your date for the evening. We have reservations downtown.
I don't believe that happened.
And I do. I think she had the wrong room, is what it amounted to. So because of that, and because of the legislator that was, I guess now it's been proven that he was with a prostitute in a hotel here in Salt Lake. He is resigned. The Senate has been put on alert by on Niederhauser.
We need a buddy system.
We might have to have a buddy system just to make sure.
Because we won't make the wrong decisions if we're with our buddies. Yeah.
I don't get it. And then boner candidate number two is the Utah State Legislature. Wow, it's really in your face. A particular legislator, while they were trying to make sure that the breastfeeding in public laws, they were doing a good thing, make sure that they're clear. It is legal for a woman to breastfeed in a public place. You can't make her go to the restroom or some closet somewhere. But one of the legislators from North Ogden, Kurt Webb, I'm just not comfortable with this, I'm just not. It's really in your face, he said.
Not in your face.
Boner candidate number. That's only if you go over and try to get some too, Representative Webb.
Yep.
It's it's not a milk bar. Okay. All right. That's number 2.
You got to decide which one of these two is the worst. Which one of these deserves to be boner of the day? You got to decide, 1 or 2. Put that candidate number in the message of a text and send it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696 or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight February 12. If you don't see that box, refresh and vote there. You've only got 4.5 minutes. Let's go. It's Boner of the Day.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
Break free from high rates with Mountain America's Visa credit card. It's the perfect way
from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:37. Let's award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day is brought to you by another bowl of vegetable soup.
You had an awful lot of vegetable soup.
I did. It had awful lot of vegetables in it. And?
And that's it.
And that's
okay.
it.
All right. Let's see. So we had Boner candidate number 1. Utah legislature has been put on alert. It might be trying to entrap you guys. So we're going to have the buddy system. Never go to a hotel without your buddy. That could lead to other problems. And then Boner candidate number 2. Wow, this really is in your face. It's one legislator who's upset with the liberal breastfeeding in public laws we have here in Utah. He's from North Ogden. Figures.
No, Ogden.
All these boobs are in your face everywhere.
Boobs are in my face all the time. Let's see. And the winner, Boner candidate number 2 by a big margin. Whoa, it really is in your face.
Number 2.
Yeah.
All right, so that is your Boner of the Day, and it is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. We'll do that on Friday. So, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan. Dylan Allred.
What happened?
So I've been feeling a lot recently. We've been working a lot, Sundance and all that, and that I needed to remember. I needed to see that other places besides this place and my house and car existed. So I wanted to go on a little road trip. And long story short, I ended up out at Lee's Discount Liquor in Windover.
Oh, good.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a pilgrimage.
I took a day trip. I thought I'd go to the Grand Canyon. I've never seen the Grand Canyon.
It's a little far.
I thought maybe I'd drive down. Yeah, but I wanted to go on a long week road trip. But maybe I'd drive down to like Arches or Zion or somewhere. So anyway, so I'm at Lee's Discount Liquor.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Out at Windover.
Is it as big as they say?
It's quite, yeah. No, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I got
Are there rides?
There should be.
Later, I spent a lot of time walking around the Lee's Discount Liquor.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was great. Gina, they have the George Clooney tequila.
They do.
Yeah. I've never
Casamigos.
That's right.
Do they have my favorite whiskey there?
They have all kinds of your favorite whiskey.
Old Forester?
They have all the different kinds that you like.
Strengths
Yeah.
And is it really cheaper?
Well, they have. I mean, they can have sales. So a lot of the stuff there is about equal to what
About
we
the same
pay for it
price,
here. But then they have sales, right? So then there's stuff marked down and on discount and on clearance. But you know what you can do? Samples.
That's right.
You can go to Lee's Discount Liquor.
They offer samples.
Yes.
Right.
I remember that.
And you can.
Well, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a whiskey that
yeah.
you don't know if you like or not.
You want to try it.
And they just have little signs by like a few different bottles of wine, a few beers. Hey, come in to try a taste while you're shopping at the store. It's like a real adult state.
So you could do a lot of samples, or do they sort of monitor you?
I mean, I imagine they probably aren't going to get you drunk at the liquor store. Maybe they want to. Maybe it'll help you buy more.
I just remember being in Dana Point, and we needed some supplies for our room, and so we went to the Albertsons, which was there, and right there, we were buying wine and all of that, and there was a woman saying, "Would you like to try some tequila?"
That's right.
Now, that wasn't the only place you went.
You went someplace else?
I did. I went a couple other places. Do we have time to?
Where? Just go.
I went to. This was on Sunday. I went to Promontory Point where they drove the Golden Spike.
Right.
I'd never been there. I'd never been anywhere near that part of Ogden area.
It's pretty desolate, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And I also did some off-roading in my little Nissan and went down to the Spiral Jetty.
Oh, now how is that?
installation.
I've always meant to go there, and I've never been to Spiral Jetty.
It was really cool. But so what it is the road ends where they drove the Spike, and then it just becomes dirt and cow pastures. And so you have to take your car through these dirt roads, swerving through what I assume are privately owned cow pastures that people have just said, well, all right, fine. And you kind of have to figure it out. There's like little very small signs for like an hour. It takes an hour to get from where the road ends to where the Spiral Jetty is. And so, and your cell phone doesn't have service, so you're kind of...
Was it worth seeing, though?
It was cool. Yeah, it was worth seeing. I mean, I don't want to, go out again really soon and see it, but it was, it's a fun... got some pictures and stuff. So it's a national park out there, the Golden Spike.
Yeah.
So I went to a national park, didn't get to the Grand Canyon, but really Lee's Discount Liquor, guys.
That was the exciting.
Do they sell T-shirts that say Lee's Discount Liquor?
They
on
sell all. You can get a mixer. You can get all kinds of stuff there.
Oh,
Snacks.
I want a T-shirt that says Lee's Discount Liquor.
I want a cardboard stand-up of Mr. Lee.
Yes.
I'll work on that for both of you guys.
So that we can pray to him.
Yeah. It's our God here in the corner, Mr. Lee.
Light booze-scented candles and
That's
stuff.
right. Well, thank you, Dylan.
Thank you.
Let's see now. We don't get a Lee's Discount Liquor, but I'm getting a new Harmon's. Just down.
Carrie has been asking for a Harmon's by his house for a long time, and it's finally happening.
It's just down the road. I drove by it yesterday just to see how they're doing, because they're opening up, next week?
Yeah, and it says Carrie's Harmon's on it right there. It's on 4675 South Holiday Boulevard, Harmon's Holiday Market. That's a great place to have a Harmon's. It's a really good area for them. They're going to open, let's see, on February 21st, Harmon's will open their 18th location to serve customers. They've got 58. It's a lot of windows in it, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be all sunlight and nice inside. And, if you are a food person, Harmon's is the place you want to shop.
Well, they specialize in local products. They really try to make sure they carry great local products. They've got a great meat counter.
Artisan bread.
Great bread.
Gourmet cheeses. They have an olive bar. And they have talented cheesemongers available to help you select the perfect cheese.
They really do.
Sure.
They really
and
do.
there are lots of different cheeses.
Yeah.
You might be kind of wary. They'll say, well, what do you want to serve it with? What are you having? So Harmon's is where you want to go if you are a food person. And check out the new one opening on February 21st. It's at 4675 South Holiday Boulevard, Harmon's.
Radio from Hell on X96.
Spear. Spear. Spell it with me now. S-P-E-A-R. And now we'll use it in some dialogue. Today, our Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand, have decided to get out of the heat by taking in a movie in the cool, air-conditioned comfort of a local movie theater. Again, the word is spear.
We got a few minutes before the movie starts, LeVar. I think I'm going to get me some snacks at the snack bar.
What the heck movie have you drugged me to anyhow, LeGrand? There's a bunch of kids here in this theater.
It's The Lion King.
The Lion King? Well, who plays the king and what the hell's he got to lie about? All these kids should not be seeing a movie about liars.
Oh, no, The Lion King. Like the animal.
Huh?
L-I-E-O-N, lion. Big cats, lion.
Oh.
It's a cartoon that Walt Disney drew.
You drugged me to a flippin' cartoon movie? I knew there's too many kiddies in here. Got down, sat on a bench, LeGrand. I may be having to vomit partway through.
The Lion King is supposed to be real good, even for the grown-ups, LeVar. And they say the music is real fine. It was wrote by that Elton John.
Who? Well, who the hell is the Elton John?
Well, he's a singer and a writer who's got lots of hit music. He's one of them men what likes other men, but he's still a very good musician.
Cheese and rice, LeGrand. You mean there's men that's attracted to other men?
Well,
that's square.
Well, I didn't know about it myself until I read it in the newspaper and in Newsweek.
Oh.
Anyhow, I'm going to the snack bar. I can't get through a movie without some popcorn and a drink and some nachos and some Junior Mints and a box of Goobers and some malted milk balls and a pack of red vines. You want anything?
Nope. I got my refreshment right here, LeGrand. I sneaked in this can of Vienna sausages and one of them Army surplus MREs and this.
What's that, canteen of water?
Nope. Ain't water. Nope. Spear.
Spear?
Yep, Spear.
Spear? God almighty, LeVar! You better hope the usher don't catch you.
Oh, yeah, like Mr. 16-year-old pimple monster's gonna be a real threat. And I'm telling you, LeGrand, if I don't catch me a beer buzz, I'll never make it through this cartoon. Hey, is Mickey Mouse in this?
Radio from Hell on X96.
950.
We should take a Radio from Hell road trip out to Lee's
Lee's?
Discount Liquor.
Out to Lee's. Well, we
haven't
just
done
have
a
to. We
road
just have
trip in
to.
a while.
I know. We just have to look around, though. We couldn't. I'm sure Dylan didn't buy anything
Why wouldn't he buy anything?
because it's illegal to bring it back.
You could buy it and drink it there. Maybe he did that. No?
No, I don't. Well, unless he stayed overnight, but I don't think he did. Wendover has had no appeal for me for a long, long time until now.
Yeah.
Until Lee's.
Once Lee's opened.
Yeah. But I'm going to make it my passion to meet. I want to meet Mr. Lee sometime. I've never noticed those liquor stores. I guess they're all over Las Vegas, and I've really never noticed them there. The only place I've seen them is in. And for the longest time, when it says Lee's Discount Liquor in Mesquite, I thought it was some guy named Lee. Lee Johnson or Lee. But it's Mr. somebody Lee.
And see, when you go to California, it's Bevmo.
That's the big chain?
That's the big chain, Bevmo. And they got great prices, and they treat you like an adult.
I think the only time I've ever been offered a free sample of a liquor was once at an airport. There was a liquor... they were selling liquor in the duty free, and it was someplace not in this country, and they had like samples set up, and they had little cups of whiskey poured and just sitting there, like people could just
when you go to Costco.
Yeah, people could just walk up and take them, and I think there wasn't even a person there for a while, so anybody could walk up and take it. They weren't monitoring IDs.
When we went to Puerto Rico, they had samples in the liquor stores. And we went to the Bacardi plant, and they had plenty of samples there.
Mm-hmm.
But the samples in the liquor stores were a wonderful thing. They're quite proud of their of this really sweet rum.
The rum, yeah,
really sweet, too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't drink it straight. They were like, "This is the island's best. This is here, try it." And it was it was like candy. It was that sweet.
Yeah,
it's like there's no way.
I have a couple of trips coming up. To other places where these things happen. I'll let you know. We'll go look at
a couple of places where you're going to be missing work.
Well, so we've got the soccer tournament coming up in Vegas.
Yeah, can't miss that.
Can't miss that. It'll just be one day. I'll miss one day for that.
So will I. I've got to go down there with you.
You can come.
Yeah. Let's
Radio
all go.
from Hell trip to. You're asking me when I'm going to Vegas, Richie?
Let's all go and
let's all go to. You'll have to go to the games though if you're going to come.
Watch little kids play soccer. That'd be fun.
The 2nd.
2nd of what?
Of March.
March.
It's a Friday.
Can we do our show from there? Make her work?
We
figure
I'd
that
like
out?
to.
We could figure that out.
I was thinking about that.
What?
What were you thinking about
Well,
that,
because it's
Gina?
my anniversary is next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I actually felt like I couldn't just go and get married and then come back later, that I had to turn it into a work trip, that I had to justify going to Hawaii and getting married, turning it
No,
into...
you didn't.
I mean,
Yes,
all those,
I
No,
did.
you did.
all
no,
those
you
years
did
ago?
not. You are misremembering that completely.
How?
You are misremembering it
How?
completely. Because you decided you were going to get married in Hawaii. And somebody said, hey, what if? That's how it happened. Not, well, if I'm going to get married in Hawaii, I'm going to have to make it a radio show. That's not what happened.
I also thought the idea was that the station would help pay for part of the wedding if
they
we did
didn't
the show
pay-
from there.
that didn't happen.
Well, of course, that regime always made promises and never kept
We
them.
took some listeners.
I know, but
For
why
our
did I do
listeners.
that? Why did I say, no, this is my wedding and we can't turn it into a radio show? It's
I
my
don't know.
private, personal thing.
I don't
why-
know, because
why-
you thought it was fun, would be
Yeah,
fun.
why didn't you do that?
And it was a way to
'Cause
get us there.
If you'd have said it,
We just would have gone, okay.
Yeah, but you guys want to come.
Well, yeah.
Well, I might have come anyway.
And as I recall, that was part of the thing was, oh, my God, anytime you have a destination wedding, up yours, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to go and...
You didn't have to go.
No.
You got to go to Hawaii.
But it was like, how do I miss your wedding? You know?
Didn't
And
ask
then there's
you to
all
go.
that money you got to spend, and we got thinking, well, if we just do the show from there, I don't have to make that, you know.
But don't try to turn it into something like you designed this whole thing and because you felt you couldn't miss work.
No,
That's
but-
BS. That had nothing to do with you feeling guilty about missing work at all.
Yes, it did.
If it had not, no, it did not.
I worked on my wedding day. The morning of my wedding, I got up, I was sick, and I went and did the show. What did I do that for?
I don't know.
Because I felt guilty.
You didn't have to. It's because you knew your dad was going to be on.
No,
It was that day he was on.
I mean, other than you being sick, it was fun, wasn't it?
being on the radio on my wedding day?
Yeah.
I should have slept in so I was well rested.
You would have been sick regardless.
Yeah.
I need to redo my wedding.
You
And
need to
not
do
be
over.
on the
Well,
radio.
So where do you want to go? So
Yeah.
we can make it a
We'll
big,
work it out.
We'll make it. We'll work
Where-
it out. Make it a big
where do you
work.
want to go, Bill?
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted to go to Bali.
Well, okay, there's a
How
thought.
about renew your vows in Bali?
Yeah. How about Bora Bora? I hear
Yeah.
good things about Bora Bora.
Yeah, somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Want to redo.
But don't make it like you were doing this to be a big trooper
I
soldier.
totally was a big
That's
trooper
bull.
soldier.
That-
Did you work on your wedding day? No. Did you
I
work
don't-
on your wedding day?
I don't. I think
no.
I think it was a holiday. And then I left and went to Hawaii.
Yeah, without us.
Yeah. I took a vacation.
Hmm.
I tried to arrange it so that it was, over vacation.
Let's
but-
do the promo and get out of here.
Oh, wait, I got to find it. It's disappeared in the promo hole. There we go.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, we'll start with an X poll. Tomorrow, February 13th, is your last day. What would you do?
And at 8 a.m., it's Sister Dottie Dixon, all the way from Spanish Fork, talking about love and Valentine's.
And at 9 a.m. on It's Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
That's all on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
All right.
Hey, John.
Hey, dudes.
It's John Smith right there. I don't know if you guys know him. But
You should.
Let me introduce you. John Smith. It's Gina and Carrie.
I'm a pepper of a fellow.
It's an old friend of mine.
You're a pepper of a fellow.
That's right.
What does that mean?
That means I'm a good dude.
You're a pepper?
He's a member of the Beauty Army.
All right. What are you doing today?
I'll probably give away some stuff and do some other things.
You have no idea.
Monday, dude.
You have no idea what you're doing.
I haven't even taken off. I haven't taken off my backpack yet.
Well, you could have said, well, I'll take off my backpack.
Well, let me take off my backpack and have a look.
Yep.
We've got some stuff to give away
Okay.
and some things.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm your date. We have reservations downtown.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.